Ok, buonasera a tutti, buonasera ad Alessio e buonasera anche a Ren, che hanno già avuto il coraggio di scrivere in chat, perché i Borg lasciano sempre le finestre dei cubi aperte, tu sapessi, anche quelli delle sfere. Amano esporsi alle correnti, no, secondo me no, è che gli piace avere le zanzare nel cubo. Alessio, comunque, buonasera, buonasera. E allora, veloce riassunto delle puntate precedenti, che dite? Per quello che mi ricordo e gli intenti della serata, diciamo. Essenzialmente noi inseguiamo le avventure di due ufficiali della flotta stellare a bordo di una nave che mi pare si chiami Resolute, e dico sempre così, tutte le volte me la scordo. Comunque dovrebbe essere una classe Centaur che è stata incaricata di accompagnare l'ambasciatore Spock a un incontro diplomatico tra due razze che si guardano in cagnesco per il possesso di una luna piena di dilitio. Il problema è che su questa luna abbiamo scoperto che c'erano degli artefatti di una civiltà super antichissima che aveva infilato in una serie di cristalli come per conservarli le coscienze e anche il genoma degli individui di questa specie prima dell'estinzione in pratica. E quindi una di queste due specie che si guardano in cagnesco in realtà ha iniziato a inocularsi praticamente le coscienze di questi antichissimi alieni che chiaramente hanno cattivissima intenzione. Il risultato è stato che credo tutta la popolazione di uno di questi due mondi alieni è stata convertita, tra virgolette, mentre l'altra piano piano anche lei sta venendo convertita, e l'obiettivo finale fino alla fine dell'ultima puntata era stato quello di prendere possesso di una delle navi più avanzate tecnologicamente di una di queste due civiltà per andare a fare non si sa bene cosa. L'unico problema è che uno dei nostri due protagonisti che stiamo seguendo è proprio su questa nave. L'altra, il primo ufficiale della Resolute, è alle prese con le scelte morali di avvisare la federazione oppure continuare, seguendo gli ordini del proprio capitano, a cercare di tenere la cosa sotto controllo senza darlo troppo, nel senso sperando di risolvere il problema senza che venga fuori che c'è stato un problema. Ren, se tu avessi guardato Picard avresti visto ben prima la Titan e avresti già una chiara idea. Comunque dicevamo, non mi distrarre, Ren, non mi distrarre. E comunque buonasera anche a Chic. Che stavo dicendo, vedi, è tutta colpa di Ren, come al solito, ho perso il filo. Essenzialmente quello che voglio fare oggi è andare molto avanti il più possibile, però mi sono riconvinto durante la settimana che il comandante va preso a calci nel sedere, e quindi la prossima volta che dovremo decidere se andare contro il comandante il capitano, c'ho questa cosa che confronto capitano e comandanti, perché comunque il capitano comanda la nave. Comunque, solo che il comandante in Star Trek è un grado. Ok, detto questo, carichiamo intanto e vediamo dove eravamo rimasti.
Tylus, you should be in sickbay.
I'll finish this.
I couldn't just lie there knowing the entire fate of Hotari hangs in the balance. How did it go?
As well as could be expected, it was rough, un totale disastro.
I'll be honest, it was a total disaster.
That can't be true. I heard a rumor that they'd made a deal, that the Elydians agreed to peace. After what we saw Sidron do to the diplomat in the mines, I could hardly believe there was hope, but then... Is that true?
Sono tutti Tkon, sono I cattivi.
I'm afraid the truth is far worse than that.
There's no deal.
No. They're all Takan now. The Hatari, the Illidians. Everyone.
No. That can't be true.
I'm sorry.
Where will I go? I can't go back. I don't have a home anymore. Everything I've ever known is gone.
Otari non è persa, possiamo curarli. Non è vero, non lo sappiamo, però
Hatari isn't
tiriamola su.
desperate. This is far from over. It will be your home again, I promise.
Non fare promesse che non puoi mantenere, amica mia.
The Federation stands with the Hatari. You don't have to doubt it for a second.
Yellow alert.
Commander Rydick, we need you on the bridge immediately.
Ora che è successo?
Commander.
Good to have you back. You didn't opt for the ocular implants.
Maybe someday. The visor was the best the doc could do on short notice.
We've got an Illidian ship, the Veskar, rapidly bearing down on our position.
Or what was the Veskar? Now I'm not so sure.
Bring it up on the view screen.
600 kilometers in closing. Still coming straight for us. Commander?
Have you tried hailing them? Should we put our shields up? Do we engage first? Allora, chiamarli non mi sembra... è l'opzione più da Starfleet, però, visto l'andazzo delle scelte che facciamo, io suggerirei di alzare gli scudi.
Should we put our shields up? Just as a precautionary measure.
I'd like to avoid escalating this any more than we have to.
Ma...
Whatever the hell this is.
400 kilometers in closing.
Shields up. Ready, phasers.
Ah, ecco.
Shields up. Phasers ready. It's incoming.
Lock phasers and open fire.
Heavy damage. But deflectors still at full power?
That bypassed our shields entirely.
That's impossible. God damn it, return fire. Everything we've got. Rydick, modulate the shield frequencies. See if we can get us any cover.
Muoversi.
Commander,
I've got this. Just keep firing.
Randomize shield frequency. Randomize. Random è sempre importante.
Shields still have no effect.
That doesn't make sense.
I'll try another.
Modulate shield mutation, invert shield polarity. Ma sì.
There!
We've got incoming. How do they keep matching our shield frequency?
They couldn't. Unless... they've compromised our shield algorithms. They can bypass our shields at will.
What?
Ah!
Captain!
He's out cold.
Andarsene?
Why'd they stop?
Damage report.
Running on emergency power. Major hull damage on decks 4 through 7. Warp core is stable and intact.
We're completely vulnerable.
Commander, we're being held by the Veskar. It's Galvin.
On screen.
Ho la sensazione che faremo un gran casino stasera. Non so perché, ma...
Commander Rydick, where's your captain? Not dead, I hope. At least, not yet.
You are dealing with me.
You're dealing with me. Is that a problem?
One inferior life form is as good as another. I have to give you credit, Commander. You survived longer than I thought you would. But make no mistake, your shields are useless, your weapons ineffective, and there's nothing you can do. I could destroy you at any moment. But I'd rather hear your pleas for mercy first. Your existence is entirely in my hands.
Do your worst. We are at your mercy. We are worth more to you alive. Fai del tuo peggio.
If you want to destroy us, then I invite you to do your worst. We'd rather die with honor than beg for your mercy.
You may just get your wish. I've been thinking about what you said, Commander. I don't think you'll find my threats so empty now.
The Veskar's weapons are
Siamo
powering up.
morti?
But I don't have to needlessly slaughter you. So I've decided to let you live.
Oh, che
Despite
gentile.
your insolence.
Insolenza. Mhm.
Tell your Federation that Takan are as merciful as they are powerful.
O lo minacciamo,
To escape with your lives.
siamo aggressivi. È una specie di Klingon questo, un'invenzione arcaica. Quindi lo facciamo.
Brave enough to face me again.
And one day you'll be the one begging us for mercy.
I doubt that.
I've lost their signal.
Can you track their warp signature?
Nothing. It's untraceable, just like before.
Notify Ambassador Spock. I want everyone in the briefing room to discuss our options.
What's the status of the repairs?
Hull breach should be patched up in a matter of hours. Impulse power is at 67%. Should be fully restored soon.
Still no luck tracking Galvin's warp signature. They've all but disappeared.
Keep trying. Finding that son of a bitch is the best shot we got.
Commander Rydick, you had the Khan after the ship was attacked. What is your assessment? Given our current situation.
We are outmatched. We need more knowledge, we need reinforcements. Allora, rinforzi è certo. È certo. Però anche more knowledge, perché se non siamo in grado di fare nulla, i rinforzi fanno un cazzo. Osservare che siamo sovrastati dal nemico mi sembra inutile, quindi io vado per un 2. Esattamente, ottimo ragionamento, Chic.
I think we don't know enough. We need more information.
In that case, we might have an option. Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Takan Empire. If anyone could find Galvin, it would be him.
That's assuming he's willing to help us.
True, but there's only one way to find out.
Wouldn't we need to secure authorization from the Federation Council to contact him?
The nearest Federation outpost is Angoria. I can travel there by shuttle and inform them personally of the threat from the Takan. Meanwhile, the Resolute can travel to the Delphi Ardu system in search of Portal 6-3.
I still have my doubts.
Ok, è il momento di iniziare a contrastare sto comandante del cavolo.
Captain experience with the area and with Portal 6-3. His guidance will prove invaluable and should alleviate your concerns.
Delphi Ardu 4 is a restricted zone for good reason. For all we know, we could be walking into a trap. Not to mention the high likelihood Portal 6-3's allegiance will be with the Takan. It's just too much of a risk. A waste of time.
Maybe we can reason with him. It's the only way to find them. So we do nothing. Allora, abbiamo detto vogliamo andare contro il comandante, capitano. Ora ho una osservazione. La terza risposta mi piacicchia abbastanza, però dipende da come la dici. Nel senso, con quale tono lo dirà la nostra... La faccia incazzata, parecchio incazzata la nostra signorina. Quindi io sarei tentato di dire, quindi non facciamo nulla? Nel senso, facciamo qualcosa. Io la interpreto così, però non so se loro la interpretano così. Quindi opzione 2, dice Alessio. È opzione 2, è piacevole. Però l'opzione 3, se fosse veramente intesa come la percepisco io, la 2 è più sicura. Ok, voi mi dite che la 2 è la scelta più oculata. Va bene. Solo per voi, eh? Io avrei rischiato con la 3. Però siccome vedo 2 almeno su 3 che stanno scrivendo che danno l'opzione 2 come migliore, prendetevi le vostre responsabilità. Non si può salvare, no Ren? No, ti garberebbe salvare, No Ren, niente salvataggio, o 2 o 3, o vivi o muori, non hai backup. Vedo un Harry che spunta fuori con un rischiamo nel 3. Io mi assumo? Te ti assumi? Ma di cosa? Della 2? Opzione 2? Mi sembra che siamo allo stesso livello, siamo 2 e 3. Andiamo. Ren ha appena cambiato idea? Sì, è come giocare a Hearts of Iron 4 in Iron Mode, sì, Iron Man. Tutto o nulla. Approvo. Anche Chic approva? Anche Alessio? O Alessio rimane fisso sul suo 2? No, non è detto che sia come dico io. È che io la direi così in una situazione del genere. Però non è detto che chi ha programmato questa risposta l'abbia pensata in questo modo. Però, visto lo sguardo di lei, io sono abbastanza convinto che l'abbiamo presa bene. Vada per il 3, mi piace. Vai. Grande, il tono è quello.
We have no other leads. Every second we don't act, Galvin and our chances of stopping the Takan get farther and farther away.
Cazzato nero.
I am inclined to agree with Commander Rydek. Her logic is sound. This portal may have knowledge that proves to be invaluable, including information on the nature of the Cartabula. We must act on the facts at hand.
Then we'll give it our best.
I'll arrange a meeting with Captain Riker.
And I will speak with the Council. They need to understand the magnitude of this.
E abbiamo anche un ospite dalla Next Generation.
I wish you luck finding Portal 6-3. The very future of the Federation may rest in your hands.
Gli occhi di questi personaggi sono terrificanti comunque.
It takes a minimum of 8 crew on the bridge to run the ship, so we can expect at least that many hostiles.
If they bioformed Hadri, they know we're coming.
Which means everyone needs to be ready for... Take cover!
Oh, scusa, mi ero distratto. Avevo le mani in mano. Scusate.
We need that door sealed.
We can handle that. Where do you need us?
There's an access panel there. You should be able to patch into the local systems.
We'll be shot getting there.
I'll cover you. On my signal. Now!
Andiamo. Vai più veloce, rincoglionito. Vabbè. Oddio santo. Sta cosa del mouse. Almeno ho cambiato mouse, ragazzi, L'ho ufficialmente cambiato.
Looking for the bridge doors. Wait, what's this?
Got something?
Gravity. If I invert the artificial gravity inside the bridge, that'll throw anyone on the bridge right up into the seal.
He'll never see it coming.
Itasca, get ready to charge.
Charge?
Reversing gravity polarity. Now!
Amazing.
Close in!
How do we get them down?
Facile. Cioè sti maxi buzzurri si fanno
What are we gonna do with them?
We don't have time to take prisoners.
So you're just gonna shoot them?
I haven't decided yet.
That's not just up to you.
They could be
I'm the
useful.
ranking
We
officer.
don't
And
kill
we're not
prisoners,
in your
shoot them. Allora, shoot them no di sicuro. Però per convincerlo dobbiamo dargli un plus. Cioè non basta dire che non usciamo. Esatto, Chic. Esatto.
These prisoners can be useful to us. But if you kill them, we'll never know.
I can live with that.
Well, I can't.
You're an engineer, not a soldier. This is clearly my territory.
You think you have enemy combatants here? This is a hostage situation. Each one of them has an innocent life inside. I'll keep watch on them.
As will I. We can't let our guard down around the enemy.
Petty Officer Diaz and I will figure out how to stop the ship.
Let's hurry. The rest of the Takan could show up any minute. Pistols. They're all over this place.
Ok, allora vediamo un po'. Abbiamo la sede del capitano.
Where's the captain?
Captain Ostego did not survive the atmosphere poisoning.
I'm sorry to hear that.
He died defending the Empire. That's how he'd want it.
Ma chiudere la porta e sigillarla no, È troppo stupido. Mi sta suggerendo il tricorder, ma prima vediamo tutta la roba intorno. Che sguardo formidabile. Guarda, guardiamo fuori, vediamo se riusciamo a capire dove stiamo andando. No, dite che non funziona. È molto filosofico sto ragazzo, molto filosofico.
This is not Lydian programming.
Va bene. Parliamo col tizio, va, poi... Ah, le armi. Ah!
Careful where you point that thing.
It's not active. I can't see any way this would work as a weapon. It's dead.
Out of ammo?
Not sure.
No, è la classica arma che si attiva solo se la impugna la razza che l'ha inventata.
Yes, these Takan haven't made a move yet.
And what you're doing is working.
There's plenty more I can do, but it doesn't have to be that way. As long as they behave.
Va bene, iniziamo a cercare la roba col tricorder. Allora, rifacciamo il giro.
Engines are redline, running at full power. But this main drive manifold is spiking way over nominal levels.
Very dangerous.
Even at 100% output, the warp cores wouldn't push this much plasma to the drive section.
That much reactor output would drive us past the theoretical top speed of this ship. So how fast are we actually going?
Stiamo andando alla famosa velocità smodata. E allora c'è una console lì. Tanto lo sapete, l'abbiamo capito, dobbiamo vederle tutte una dietro l'altra. Ora analizziamo i cristalli.
They seem to be active, just like the rest of their tech. Tetrametric pulses.
Tetrametric?
It's the energy signature of Takan technology. Everything they make gives off this type of radiation.
They're blocking the inputs. It's not responding at all. Everything I try.
What about your access code? we can blast the crystals away. Let's try the other console. No, prima andiamo sulle altre console.
Maybe we should try that other console.
Good idea.
Grazie. Ok, allora questa no. Ecco, questa non ha i cristallotti, per esempio, vedi? Era chiaramente l'ultima. Va bene.
It's a con language.
From what I can tell, the ship's systems are actively responding to input.
Which is the opposite of how most bridges work. They usually send commands, not receive them.
It's from an intrusive program. This control station won't do us any good either. What have they done to this bridge?
Consoles running themselves, some clogged up with crystals that are sending off tetrametric pulses.
But none of this is sending signals outward. It's receiving.
They're flying the ship from somewhere else.
That should be impossible. But it explains why there's less than a full bridge crew. If they aren't flying the ship from the bridge, where are they controlling it from?
Ed ecco adesso che tornano utili i prigionieri. Questa l'abbiamo già usata, vero? Sì. Sì. Prigionieri, siete scansibili? Non siete scansibili, va bene. Non sono scansibili. Ciò è strano. Quindi dobbiamo... Ah, dobbiamo parlare con lei, ci manca lei.
Any trouble?
Don't worry about me. Worry about Stretch over there.
Why?
He's looking for any excuse to vaporize the prisoners. But I'll make sure he doesn't. Even if they're the enemy, it's not right.
I'm here if you need a hand.
Just hurry up and figure out this bridge. That's the best way to help.
Ok, ci manca quella, scusate. Scusate, permesso, salve, permesso. Grazie. Dite che devo ricorderare qua? Vediamo un po'. Sì.
We're gonna be there in less than an hour.
Can't let that happen.
Hold on, it would take days to go this distance with our fastest ship. We're traveling at a warp factor many times greater than this ship should even be capable of. Even with the engines pushed as hard as they are, they wouldn't produce this speed.
Whether it's these crystals, or the power from the Cartabula, the Takan have found a way to increase the engine output and top speed. We have to find a way to hit the brakes before we outrun anyone who could help us.
We stop it, so they can't get this ship where they're going, and enact the next phase of their plan.
Rompiamo i cristalli, ora ha senso. Perché saranno le antenne i cristalli. Still the same goal. We just do all.
Somehow, that hasn't happened yet.
Non lo so questa. I comandi di Enterprise sono sempre stati ribelli, tranne il brocco di... Opzione 2. Sì, stavo pensando che è quella più neutra. Nel dubbio.
We do our part, and just worry about that. I don't know what more they have to their plan.
People like this are never satisfied. There's always more that they want. And they are obviously going somewhere.
I hate to think what the Cartabula could do if it was plugged into something it was meant to power. That's everything. We got some answers.
Davvero?
I don't like what they tell us, though.
If we can learn nothing else, then what's left is to make these Takan talk. And if they don't,
adesso ti piacciono vivi,
dispose of them.
Hey, that's not how we do this.
That is
Ora
enough.
litigano. Eccolo lì.
I thought that thing was useless.
It was. No power. Until he touched it. Weapons must be bio-coded.
A
Our technology will only work for one of our kind.
I can assure you, this weapon works just fine for me.
Slow down, Arminta.
You can't control this ship with a disruptor.
But I can use it to control you.
Ah! Let's talk.
Ora diventa cattivo. Poliziotto buono, poliziotto cattivo.
The Titan's communications officer says Captain Riker will be ready in just a moment.
Oh, la Titan.
The report on the data breach.
Damn. It's worse than I'd hoped. They didn't just compromise our shields. They stole the shield algorithms for all of Starfleet as well.
Ah, ecco.
Meaning every ship is potentially vulnerable to attack, making this so much worse than it already was.
Starfleet deve sapere.
Given the potential consequences, we should notify Starfleet as soon as possible.
I don't disagree, but I'll reach out to Ambassador Spock about it. I don't want to cause a panic.
Panic.
And I doubt he does either.
I have Captain Riker for you.
Let's not mention any of this shield business to Riker just yet. Put him through.
Uh-huh.
Captain Riker, this is my first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
My pleasure.
Sir.
I wish we were all meeting under better circumstances.
So do I, although you and I have actually met before.
We have?
I was a young lieutenant on the Potemkin. You were first officer on the Tuckerman. I piloted you and our science officer in a shuttle to survey quantum resonance in the planetary rings of Residius 6.
Ah, yes. Now I remember.
You know, he gave me some good advice that day about a very difficult job. Yours.
Well, I'm not one to turn down some words of wisdom, sir.
Then let me ask, as first officer on a starship, where does your responsibility lie, first and foremost? To the captain, the crew, or the ship itself?
Oh, this old chestnut. I'm curious to hear what she says, though.
Allora, il Captain lo leviamo di subito. Lo ship sarebbe bello, ma no, io vado di 2. Probabilmente è sbagliatissimo, ma dai.
Ultimately, my responsibility is to the crew at large.
The needs of the many. You have been hanging around Ambassador Spock. But the truth is, it's a trick question. Every situation is different, and there are no easy answers. And in some cases, it might not be any of those three. It could be the prime directive. Or the mission.
Yes, so perhaps we should get to the matter at hand. When you were with the Enterprise, you encountered a Takan entity known as Portal 6-3. The Enterprise was held captive in orbit until you were able to convince him to let the ship go.
All of which is detailed in the mission report.
What we want from you is what we can't get from the report. What can we use to get Portal 6-3 to help us?
I've often thought about that over the years. How a small difference in the encounter could have led to disaster. The most important thing is, don't let him push you around. He can appear as a man or as a godlike projection. He'll test you, but don't be overwhelmed by the pageantry and theatrics.
Are you sure about that? I don't want to anger him.
No, you certainly do not. With a wave of his hand, he could clip your wings and cripple the Resolute. Portal is full of bluster and bravado, but he can be reasoned with. And that's my other piece of advice. You want to appeal to him rationally. You don't want him thinking you're acting out of fear.
But we are afraid of the Takan, and with good reason.
He's not the sort to suffer fools. And he'll lose interest if he feels his time is being wasted.
I suppose that's one thing we have in common.
Non me ne piace nessuna. Ma il portale, l'entità con a cui si riferisce sarà mica quello di... No, Chic, no, 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 no. È un riferimento a un episodio di The Next Generation. Io direi, sì, anch'io stavo andando per la 3 perché la prima mi sembra inutile. Perché che cazzo ne sa Riker se questo ci vuole aiutare. Così come è inutile la 2. Perché come può farlo cioè, dai, per esclusione la 3.
What other levers do we have with him? Is he susceptible to flattery?
Who isn't? And if you're good enough to play off his ego, even an entity as advanced as he is won't realize that's what you're doing.
What if he won't cooperate and we have to face these Takan ourselves?
Then we have a much bigger problem on our hands.
What I mean is, in the 16 years since you discovered this outpost, there has to have been research. Battle plans for what to do about the Takan if we encountered more of them. I need to know what they are.
If I had that answer, it would have been the first thing I told you.
We both know Command has had their share of hidden plans in the past. Like Admiral Hansen and Captain Shelby's Special Projects Division at Starfleet Tactical, devising new ways to take on the board.
Trust me, this isn't some Starfleet conspiracy to keep you in the dark. But if you two don't think you're equipped to make contact, you need to tell me now. Because there is no silver bullet here. Now's not the time to hesitate. I need to know you're up to this.
Were you prepared? Attacchiamo sullo stesso fronte.
Were you equipped to meet Portal 6-3 all those years ago?
I'm here, aren't I?
Yes, you are. And we have the benefit of your experience on our side.
Fair enough. There was a special task force that considered the Takan, and I was part of it. But because there were no other signs of the Empire, we determined the best course of action was to create a restricted zone around the Delphi-Ardu system. I have my concerns, but I'll clear the way with the brass for your travel into the restricted space. Just remember what I've told you. And it wouldn't
Non so
hurt
cosa
to
farmene
read some
oggettivamente,
Sun Tzu
però.
en route. For Marcus Aurelius.
Anything else?
Machiavelli?
Machiavelli.
Your advice is well taken, Captain Riker. No matter what he throws at us, we'll stand up to this Takan Guardian.
I'm sure you will. Rest assured, the Federation is taking this threat very seriously. You won't be alone out there for too long.
Thank you, Captain Riker.
One more thing. Ambassador Spock said that Takan stole some data from your central computer. What's that all about?
We're still assessing the extent of the breach. Nothing to report as of right now.
That's it? Ambassador Spock suggested it was something more serious. Which is why I'm asking.
They stole the shield data. It's a lot to... Ciao, capitano. Ciao, ciao, capitano.
Shield algorithms.
The shield algorithms? That could jeopardize every ship in the fleet.
We're still making sure our assessment is accurate. We don't want to raise alarms unnecessarily.
This is as real as it gets, Solano. I have to talk to Starfleet Command now, so I think this conversation has come to an end. I really do hope you get Portal 6-3 and find those Takan before this gets out of control. Riker out.
Ora si incazzerà, ma ha finito di rompere le palle lui qui.
I thought we had an understanding. Now all of Starfleet will hear about this.
I couldn't lie for you. I couldn't lie for you.
I'm sorry, Captain, but I didn't feel comfortable lying to a superior officer.
I have no problem telling Starfleet. I just didn't want Riker holding this over me. Now I have to think about the damage control of it all. You're dismissed.
Che coglione. Bruciatelo. Sì, abbastanza. Oh, che bel pianetino viola.
It's the automated Federation warning buoy. Transmitting the disable code Captain Riker provided.
That was unpleasant. Commander Ermont, what are the conditions of our systems?
All internal systems operational.
Già riparati?
Commander Westbrook, what are your scans of the planet?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
No sign of this outrageously powerful Takan being?
I'm running a magneton scan now, but so far, nothing.
Where are you? Prep your way, team. We don't know if Portal 6-3 will cooperate. If he's not an asset, he's an enemy. So be ready for anything.
Che faccia gialla che è quello lì a sinistra. Non la vedo per niente bene, ragazzi. Non so veramente. Bella sta nave, però. Molto tozza, molto sturdy.
You're worth keeping alive for a little while longer.
I cannot stop this ship any more than you could stop the tides.
Not good enough.
The impotent threats of a lower life form do not sway me. I will not bend to you. I was born 600.
I like you better than Kapoor.
But a new age dawns today.
Don't you want to leave? Ah, usiamo quello che sappiamo. Fai parte degli scioni delle fiamme? Della fiamma?
Are you the scion of the flame?
My name is Zan Utlosa. I was born in the final days of the Age of Makto. We are all scions of the flame. Every one of us who have traveled across the bridge of time to be here for the Great Awakening. We have all sworn ourselves to the cause.
Eventually, one of you will break.
You don't understand how overmatched you truly are. This craft was nothing before we imbued it with the speed required by our mission. And the Cartabula produces enough energy to drive an entire fleet of ships like this one. But when we wake the Aphelion, we won't need a fleet.
The Aphelion?
Only then will you understand the might of the Takan Empire. Reborn in this time. This is just a drop in an ocean of power you cannot even imagine.
Che cos'è questo Aphelion?
And when you wake the Aphelion, what are you going to do with it?
Anything we want.
Come on! This goes from bad to worse unless you do what they say.
It's coming alive.
You can't stop the ship.
Then he will. Or we cut off his hands and use them ourselves.
The moment I reduce speed or change our heading, the others will know. First, they'll just resume course from elsewhere. Trivial matter. And then, they will come here. For you, this is a dead end.
We need a new plan. Temo di sì. E questi cristalli potrebbero essere ovunque, potrebbero controllare la nave da qualunque parte della nave con gli stessi cristalli, quindi secondo me non ha molto senso costringerlo a fermarla, ha ragione lui. Abbiamo bisogno di un altro piano, credo.
I don't know if he's telling the truth, but I don't like it. We need a new plan.
He's just trying to talk his way out of trouble. Why would you tell us all this?
I tell you because I value my own life. When my fellow scions come, and they will come, I expect you'll all act like the savages you are, and a battle will ensue. We've all died once. I don't intend to do so again. I won't touch those controls. If you want to get us killed, do it yourselves.
You fear death. There's a way to stop this ship for good, and he knows how. He just needs more pressure.
What kind of pressure?
We hurt him, he'll talk. Trust me.
That's against Starfleet protocol.
You're not on a Starfleet ship.
E questo è anche vero.
Protocol does not apply. We take the action that will lead to our victory. Don't assume your moral code takes precedence above all others.
Ha ragione lui, non siamo su una nave... il 2 la fa incazzare, quindi e ogni possibile sviluppo romantico tra i due è bruciato alla fine per la fine. Lo so che non è da Starfleet stile e so che Chic si offenderà molto, ma non andrò con la 1. Non andrò con la 1. No, è probabile che mi sbaglio, Chic. Probabile. Però questo tizio non deve essere convinto che non gli facciamo niente, perché sennò non ci aiuterà. Ce ne pentiremo, cioè me ne pentirò e voi direte te l'avevo detto, ma andiamo di 2, gli rompiamo un braccio. Non so come, tra l'altro. Se siete sensibili, chiudete gli occhi e forse tappatevi le orecchie.
I get the impression you know how to make people talk. Think you can break his arm?
No, don't.
What the hell, Carter? We don't torture people. Did you forget what uniform you're wearing? What it stands for? This isn't like you.
He'll live. Isn't that what you want?
Don't you twist my words like that.
I have only just begun.
Stop, please! Wait! The warp cores. Our technology is amplifying the ship's output, and it still relies on the warp cores to provide plasma to the engines. Disable those, and the ship grinds to a halt.
Sabotage.
This display is for all life forms on the ship. This is where the infiltrators are, the central artery of ship systems. Sensors, propulsion, weapons. And this is engineering.
It's deserted.
If I can get us there, can you cripple my ship? Not something I'd normally ask, but I'm coming around to it.
In genere aggiustiamo le cose. No, abbiamo appena rotto un braccio, quindi non va bene. I got this, you just get us there. Portaci lì.
You just worry about getting us
Facciamo i sicuri, va.
I'll handle the rest.
This plan of yours has one problem. It strands us. Left out of the fight when there's a war going on.
Our fight is here, now. This is how we do the most good. For the Empire.
For the Empire.
So, Carter, you didn't beam out after all. I thought you'd escaped when we boarded. I had almost hoped you'd made it off. And Millie's there with you too, right? It's good you two are together.
Silence.
I know you're here, Carter. Your technology is so simple to us. You're not a fighter. I know it. You know it. That's why you're hiding. Somewhere on this ship. But the
Non sanno dove siamo.
so much to offer you. Think of all the knowledge lost for 500,000 years that you'd have access to. I know you want more from life, and I want to show you what you could be a part of. Not just the wonders you've already seen from us. In our time, we had the power to move stars. Carter, you have a thirst for discovery. And a part of you would remain to experience the
Se non volessimo rispondere.
But if you try to fight it, you're only gonna make things worse.
Allora, you don't know me, non mi piace, non ha stile come risposta. I'm part of the Federation è abbastanza scontata. Let us help you, anche questa è abbastanza... No, non taglia troppo corto. Quella che taglia corto... Ah, lei risponderà che la federazione sarà parte dell'impero draconiano a breve. Let us help you è inutile, anche se è abbastanza umana come reazione. Io non vorrei rispondere, perché rispondendo segnaliamo la presenza e gli facciamo capire dove siamo, ne sono certo. Andiamo col classico, va?
case you forgot, we were a part of something. I still am. The Federation may not be perfect, but it stands for ideals that your people clearly do not believe in.
We have our own ideals. And we have our own strength. Every one of us on this crusade has fought wars more brutal and consuming than you could fathom. But I want to reach a peaceful resolution to this. Carter, we have a plan for you. And for the others, too. We don't want to have to destroy you.
Non c'è un compromesso. Qual è il piano? Negozierò con Miranda. Usciamo dal carattere, ma no, non c'è compromesso. C'è da...
compromise to be had here? After all you've done? The only end of this is when you surrender.
After all we've done? You can't think we'd give up now. We can continue this conversation in person. I'll see you on the bridge very soon.
Our comm badges. She's tracking our location with them.
Ma va!
For your fellow scions, there will be casualties.
We can't stay here. And we need to disable the transmitters.
Where'd you go? You don't want to talk to me?
She's trying to keep you talking.
I mean, I get it. But I'm trying to help you.
Got it.
Mine's done too.
Time to hit the road.
You've forgotten something. They know where we're going.
Set to stun. You're not going to shoot a guy who's unconscious, are you?
You keep getting in my way.
You already broke his arm. What more do you want to do?
I want to eliminate loose ends.
And I did that for you.
Litigate per strada. Mi piace come risposta. Litigate per strada. Muoviamoci.
You know what? You can argue on the way. Now let's move it.
Era il motivo per cui non volevo rispondere io. E la prima volta ho tenuto silenzio perché era un'opzione.
Our coordinates match the exact location where Riker met Portal 6-3.
Unlike Riker's team, we beamed down without a problem.
It's quiet.
Portal has to know we're here.
If he won't come to us, we'll go to him. Spread out.
Tricorder. No, dobbiamo cercare nei posti.
Already gave it a scan. Dead. Whole planet feels like it's been turned to stone.
Doctor?
Commander, keeping an eye on those iridium levels? Good.
No,
Last
Chic,
thing
no.
we need are your cells destabilizing on a hostile alien planet.
Fidati no. Tra l'altro, se tu non avessi smesso di guardare le ultime più avvincenti puntate, sapresti che il Guardiano dell'Eternità non è solo lì nella Old Generation che si trova nelle prime serie, ma si trova anche in altre
Precious little data on this
simpatiche
planet, so brief was Captain Riker's visit. Anything he
serie.
didn't see himself is a total unknown.
We deal with unknowns all the time. Part of the job.
I'm accustomed to dealing with the unknown from my station on the bridge.
Temo che dovremo guardare tutto finché non
If I
salta
recall
fuori.
right, Geordie LaForge transported in here, hanging upside down.
I guess we're lucky we were spared the indignity.
Burn marks.
The report mentioned phaser fire being redirected toward these strange crystals.
It also mentioned Portal calling down lightning bolts.
Better keep our guards up.
Ok, allora non vedo più cose, quindi forse era il caso di tirare fuori il tricorder, vero? Oh, per la... visto? Io sto parlando di quelle che ti sei rifiutato di guardare, Chic.
These crystals are dormant.
Riker's report said they were glowing, that they served as energy collectors. It could be a good sign they're inactive. The Guardian of the Takan doesn't have his guard up.
Sembra che non sia qui. Ah, dovevamo...
This is where
C'era un
Portal
trigger.
6-3 projected his image.
He was guarding this bridge. That has to mean something.
We'll move forward when you're ready, Commander.
E va bene, camminiamo in avanti.
Follow me. Ends here.
Quello là in fondo fa una brutta fine.
Is it me, or did that path just disappear?
There was a path there a moment ago.
There must be an explanation.
Ah, posso solo guardare qua.
Tetrametric pulses.
Same energy as the other Takan technology.
Most of the crystals appear dormant. What's different about this one?
Readings indicate there's a cavity in the rock right behind it.
We could try melting a hole through the wall with our phasers.
Worth a try.
Sei seria? Dove? Avete idee? Qua? Qualcosa mi dice di no.
Nothing.
Ma va?
There's gotta be a weakness. Somewhere it isn't totally solid.
Per terra? No. Ma devo andare a caso, secondo voi? Oh, io ho visto delle scintille. Col cavolo. No. Colpiamo il cristallo. Vorrei evitare. Ah, aspetta, perché... Ah, ci siamo vicini. No. Col cazzo, vero? Il cristallo, allora via. Era il cristallo, ma vaffan bagno.
An illusion.
I'm sure that wall was as real as the rest of them. I felt it.
It's almost like our holodeck technology, but far more advanced.
The crystals must be absorbing the energy from our phasers.
I'm picking up something. A biosignature. It's faint, but it's there.
With me.
Andiamo. Pensavo di non doverlo toccare il cristallo per non romperlo e non far incazzare il guardiano qua, ma evidentemente... Ma siamo dalla parte di prima...
Another dead end.
Or another illusion.
Crewman LaRue, if you would.
Divulge the resident. Beam Crewman LaRue directly to medical.
Is he okay?
He'll live.
Not all crystals work the same, it seems.
Don't fire your phasers at any crystals unless we're sure they're putting out the same pulses as before.
Commander, I may be able to speed up the process. I can now detect many different wavelengths of radiation simply by looking. The Takan radiation is unusual, so I can't quite clear it all up, but I was able to eliminate many of the non-tetrametric crystals. Your tricorder should warn you.
That's an enormous help. Thank you, Lieutenant.
It's my honor.
Use the tricorder to find the thread. Then shoot them with your phaser. Ok. Vediamo se questo emette tetraioni. Tetratrioni.
Tetrametric. Good sign.
This may be creating an illusion. Ok, proviamo.
Commander!
Look at that.
Trust, but verify.
Indeed.
E quell'altro dove sono rimasti? Ok. Ma non è che stiamo girando in tondo? Perché è un ponte, poi un muro, poi un altro ponte, no? Sì, tutte ste... Ma... siamo rimasti da soli. Ovviamente. Cosa mi sono perso? Fanculo. Come ci arrivo a quelli? Ah, c'era una strada.
Tetrametric.
Su.
Better go see what's different.
È tutto different. Mi sono perso. Look with your from the open balcony. No. Sono buggato? Mi sono buggato, ragazzi, mi sa. Non vorrei dirvelo, ma temo di essermi buggato. Ho il sospetto che questa cosa la dovevo fare dall'altra parte. From the open balcony. Si è buggato anche il fatto che adesso non si ferma più. Cammina in continuazione. Siamo ufficialmente buggati, ragazzi. Siamo ufficialmente buggati. Vediamo se ricaricando ci fa...
Commander, I may be able to speed up the process. I can now detect many different wavelengths of radiation simply by looking. The Takan radiation is unusual, so I can't quite clear it all up.
Scusate,
but I was able to
a volte
eliminate many of the
succede che uno si
non-tetrametric
bugga
crystals. Your tricorder
perché
should
fa
work.
delle cose che i programmatori
That's an
non avevano
enormous help.
previsto.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
It's my honor.
Non credo che riusciamo a finirlo stasera, sapete? Allora, e questo se pare.
Look at that.
Beta test. Basta cercare di fare le cose un pochino più... no? Questo prima non l'abbiamo fatto.
What's below the surface on Delphi Ardu 4. And I don't feel a particularly strong urge to find out.
Then that makes two of us.
Aside from the breathable atmosphere, this is a remarkably inhospitable planet. Traces indicate there was once living flora, but it's been dead so long it's practically turned to stone.
From what Portal told Riker, it was an outpost to defend the far edge of the Takan Empire.
Well, it's not that now. Now, it's a grave.
Ok, allora. C'era questo qua. Controlliamo per conferma.
Good.
Ok. Poi ci infiliamo qua. Ok, allora io prima ero arrivato qua, ok? E da lì, allora, secondo me quel cristallo che ho attivato prima si vede anche da qua su, vero? Eccolo lì il maledetto. Però mi sembra che non si possa... Ho detto una cazzata? È chiaramente lì, ma... Da qui non lo vedo. Oltre il burrone. Eh sì, come ci arrivo oltre il burrone, chic? Quelli sono tutti normali. No, l'unico è oggettivamente quello a cui ho sparato prima, ma il problema è che da qua lo intravedo. No, lo intravedo, ma è dietro la roccia. Lo vedo da qui. Lo vedo. No, non lo vedo. No, e allora... ma siamo punto a capo. Perché io da qui gli posso sparare, ma... C'è qualcosa che non va? Non ho capito io qualcosa? Proviamo ad andare... No, qui mi si è chiusa dietro, vedi? No. Ah, aspetta però, si è chiusa dietro. Quindi non ero buggato prima. Non ero buggato prima. Quindi io sparo lì. Ora è buggato. Ora è molto buggato. Ora è parecchio buggato, ragazzi. Maremma, zucchina. Forse devo far crollare la roccia con il phaser? No. 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 La roccia ha un colore diverso. Aspetta un attimo. Questa roccia ha un colore diverso. Non cambia nulla. Porca miseria. No. No. No.
Tetrametric.
Ok, è lui. Ma lui non lo colpisco da qui.
Better go see what's different.
Ok, qui si è... quindi non eravamo buggati. To find the last crystal. Ah, mi dice anche che è l'ultimo cristallo. Bene. Quindi andiamo a vedere che è successo e scopriamo che... Ok. Senti, io prima non l'ho visto questo, non c'era.
The way's clear. Good work, Commander.
We'll make sure it's safe.
Minchia. Alla faccia del cristallino. Ci sono anche le piantine.
Incredible.
The plants here are actually alive. Is this the biosignature you detected, Doctor?
No, not a match.
Tetrametric.
Then it's creating an illusion as well.
Based on the data we have so far.
Only one thing left to do.
Doctor, be ready to beam us out if it turns out we're wrong.
Duval to Resolute. Lock transporter on away team.
Andrà malissimo.
Amazing.
There's nothing like this in any Federation record.
The plants.
Barbarians.
It's him.
How dare you disturb me? I'd hoped you had enough sense to leave of your own accord, but here you stand. Fools. In another time, I would have destroyed you and your ship simply for setting foot in this place. Fortunately for you, that time has passed.
Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Takan Empire. We've come a long way to meet you.
Guardian. I am guardian of nothing. The Takan no longer exist. Don't care to be reminded. If this is why you've come, then you should leave. Now.
Allora, questo tizio non so come affrontarlo, sinceramente. Non vorrei dargli... Cioè, il problema è che glielo dobbiamo dire, perché siamo venuti qui a cercare... L'idea di dirgli che non lo sa, in effetti, Sick, perché dice, sono ritornati, dice, allora vi faccio a pezzi tutti perché ho di nuovo uno scopo. Abbiamo bisogno del tuo aiuto per far di che? Dopo glielo dobbiamo dire. Perché non me l'avevate detto prima? Metterlo in una situazione in cui non lo hanno avvisato che sono tornati. Sembra uno che... Cioè, dai, sì, approvo l'opzione Chic.
I'm surprised you don't know. With your powers, can't you learn anything?
I can, but you should mind your words.
The Resolute's database is being accessed.
The Takan have returned? After so long, how could they? Explain. Now.
Draconian technology made it possible. To enable the transfer of consciousness from one being to another after physical death. We call it bioforming. A group of Draconians calling themselves Scions of the Flame used it to reawaken after hundreds of millennia.
Non sembra contento.
Is something wrong?
I'd hardly call them Takan. They were a radical faction with beliefs outside the mainstream. Beliefs that lesser life forms should serve as vessels to ensure Takan immortality. You want me to help you destroy them. That's why you've come. You want to destroy these Scions.
Vogliamo la pace.
There is a war looming that could engulf the quadrant. We want you to help us bring about peace before it gets to that point.
Peace always comes at a cost.
They have an incredibly powerful energy source they call the Cartabula.
These Scions have the Cartabula.
And they've used it as a weapon against us.
I will speak with you alone.
What?
Ci ha portato nel cristallo?
Where's my team?
They are safe where we left them. That the Scions have stolen the Cartabula is deeply concerning. And to be honest, I'd rather speak with you alone, John Rydick.
Come sai il nostro nome è sto geniaccio? E soprattutto poteva stare lì visto che, no? C'eravamo, portaci con te invece di farmi camminare. No, non sei molto cavaliere, eh? Qualunque cosa tu sia. Quei due cose si sono compenetrati tra di loro. Bella osservazione, Chic.
Your colleagues don't know what it means to be the last of one's kind. You and I are remnants of fallen civilizations. The Kobliad, the Tikal. One dying, one dead. Our species could not be more different, but we both know the meaning of loss. The others wouldn't understand. It's beyond their ability to comprehend.
But I'm not alone in the Federation. I'm a part of something larger, just like your Takan Empire was.
We are not the same.
Ti ha offeso? Ti ha offeso. Ce lo stiamo giocando, eh? Andrà malissimo, ragazzi. Ho la sensazione proprio di non aver capito come trattarlo, quindi andrà malissimo. Proprio male, male, male.
Tell me, why spend your days away from your own people when so few of them are left? Why live your life working for this federation to which the Kobliad do not even belong? And submit yourself to their authority? It makes no sense. Not by my logic.
I don't want to wait out my days. I believe in the principles. I don't want to wait out my days.
It's true, the Kobliad chose not to join the Federation when the offer was made. And I could have chosen to stay on my home planet, waiting for the next shipment of Diridium to arrive, biding my time and fearing for the worst. Instead, I chose to embrace the future, not fear it. Joining Starfleet gave me the opportunity not just to help my own people, but countless more. You told Riker you'd wait until you were needed. You're needed now. We need you.
As much as it pains me to learn the Cartabula has fallen into the hands of the Scions, my services are not up for offer.
Allora, questa l'abbiamo risposta bene. Vediamo se le prossime ce le giochiamo altrettanto bene. Mi sa che non ce ne saranno prossime se non una, perché siamo arrivati alla fine, alla piattaforma finale.
To be chosen as a portal was to give one's entire self to the cause of protecting the Takan Empire. I left behind everything I know, and now you want me to turn against my own people. A betrayal of my oath, and everything I vowed to protect.
They are killing to come back mi piace. O i bioformer sono impostori. Direi la 3.
Every Takan that comes back does so by stealing someone's body. They are killing to come back.
What you call bioforming, we thought of as a marginal science. But if these reborn Takan plan to restore the Empire, is that a disaster to be avoided? Takonian technology is so advanced, it could save millions of species currently on the brink of extinction, including your own. And at the price of a small few, think of how the many could benefit. Instead, it sounds as if you are reacting out of fear before you have a full understanding of what's at stake. I don't think you've given this full consideration. You may have more to gain than to lose.
We wouldn't just roll over. Perché si sono estinti i Tacon? Perché c'era qualche problema nel modo in cui si autogovernavano. Vogliono fare gli stessi errori un'altra volta?
The Tacon Empire is gone. It had its opportunity and proved unable to survive. There must have been a reason the Tacon have faded to a distant memory. It ran its course. And those of us who are here now deserve to choose our own fate.
You said the Tacon vanished for a reason. I cannot claim our empire was without sin.
Ma?
I'm curious to see these scions masquerading as true Tacon. So I will go with you, and we shall find them. But when we do, I will judge them myself as a guardian of the Tacon, to understand their true intentions.
Good enough for me.
Better.
Don't stand on our way. As is your right. Facciamolo contentone. Riker aveva detto di blandirlo un po'. Quindi, come nel tuo diritto. Quindi, diamogli un po' di... Sei grande e potente. No, come è il suo diritto poter decidere e scegliere se giudicare i Tacon cattivi.
It's certainly your right to make your own decisions. I won't tell you otherwise.
Very well. I'll return.
Chissà se abbiamo fatto bene.
Commander!
Hold your fire. I'm all right. He's coming with us.
We assumed the worst.
She's perfectly fine. Now then, shall we?
All right. We can beam up your... Do you have any equipment or tools?
Whoa.
This is all I need.
Awaiting plus
Qui
one.
la Marvel
Ready to beam
impazza,
up.
La domanda è...
Warp cores. That's interesting.
Redundancy. If one goes down in battle, we can still operate.
Makes this more difficult, though.
This ship can maintain warp with half the cores offline. We'll need to disable 3 of them.
Where are the engine schematics? Power flow routing charts.
We're soldiers, not engineers. I thought you would know what to do.
We understand how to operate it under normal conditions, but not the intricacies.
You have your part, we have it handled. You appreciate it now. No, non farei quello che...
We'll do our part, you do
Ce li
yours.
teniamo buoni.
Anything that comes through that door, stop it.
That I can do.
You at least know where we should start?
This way.
Io andrei anche un pochino più veloce, cioè... No? Va bene. Ma espellerli via, no?
What are we dealing with?
Vediamo un po'. Radiation resistant casing protecting the warp core matter antimatter reaction chamber. Ok. Chimica. thermostatic sensor relays temperature signals to automated coolant valve control. Ok, e quelle sono le coolant. A Lydian warp core, one of 4 warp cores powering the Xeldi. Thermal output indicates each core alone could not sustain minimal warp, but harmonic fusion of at least 2 cores should produce exponential Basta? Sì, basta.
Running really hot. Makes sense, since they've been producing at max output since we left Hotari space.
No ship can run for very long like that. Not before a catastrophic failure hits.
It's right on the edge. We just need to figure out a way to give it a push.
Bet that console down there could tell us a few things.
Beh, siamo arrivati fin qua su e ora ci tocca tornare giù. Ma porca miseria. Da dove è passata la signorina?
Whatever we do, we need to make sure the Takan can't undo it.
So we need a way to permanently disable the reactors that won't destroy the ship and kill us all in the process.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Warp core ejection. So the question is, how do we make it happen?
Cosa ho detto 10 minuti fa? O forse 2 minuti fa? Coolant system, reactor status, safety protocols. Ah, ovviamente disattiviamo il sistema di raffreddamento.
The reactor coolant system is operating at emergency containment levels.
It's just barely keeping the temperature in check.
Maybe we can use that. If it gets this high, their system considers a reactor breach imminent. The safety protocols don't look much different from the Resolute. Breach protection. Reduce output, command override. Cease matter, antimatter flow, command override. Emergency warp core ejection. Computer control.
Even command functions can't override one of the most crucial safety measures.
So the protocol's still active. That's good. Looks like if sensors show a core is about to rupture, the computer will eject it automatically rather than risk a breach.
So we need to increase the warp core's temperatures.
If we destroy the coolant regulators, there won't be anything to keep these reactors from going off.
And it will trigger the ejection. Let's peel these suckers open. I'll take that one.
I'll take the one next to it.
The second you two start dumping cores, the Takan will know we're here.
We'll be vulnerable. Stuck in one place while you work.
We will have to make a stand.
We have to finish it.
Do whatever you have to do to make sure we have the time to finish.
Anything?
Anything.
We'll barricade the door. Work quickly.
Quell'anything vorrà dire che la signorina nostra amica non sarà contenta del fatto che questi iniziano a ammazzare i cattivi, però scusi.
We might not have our tools, but our phasers can do this in a pinch.
Sì. Quindi D. Ok.
We better get this right. If we foul it up and this whole thing goes boom.
Beh.
We don't know how much damage that car.
There goes the galaxy.
If we accidentally crack it
We
open.
wouldn't be around. Just gonna do the work. Ok, facciamo il nostro lavoro, zitti e via.
Something goes wrong is to stress. Keep your mind on the job. We'll be okay.
Yeah, we will. It's not a Starfleet warp core, but the coolant regulator has to be in here somewhere.
Odio questi giochi di abilità. Perché li odio? Sì. Ok.
There you are. Time to heat things up.
Warning. Warp core output at critical level. Ejecting core.
Okay, now they're definitely gonna know we're down here.
Warp core output at critical level. Ejecting core.
Okay.
One more to go.
They're here.
They're cutting through the door. We don't have much time.
Okay, same as before. We just gotta...
Muoversi? No, 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 no. Ah, scusa. Ora ho capito. Va bene, scusami. Ma devo per forza. Non la vedo bene. Sono morto. Ed è la prima volta che succede. Retry in story mode, retry. Che vorrà dire retry in story mode o retry? Forse devo fare in story mode. Spero di non aver fatto un danno. Che non vedo un cavolo. Non è semplice, l'amico qua.
Go! Finish!
Che uomo. Con che andatura. Tanto ora ci troviamo la fidanzata davanti. Cioè la ex fidanzata.
Would you mind not shooting at the matter-antimatter reactor?
I'll cover you.
What? No!
Get the work done, or we're all dead.
Vai, dov'è? Dove? Come Ma porca. È ingestibile, giuro che è ingestibile, ragazzi.
Warp core output at critical level. Ejecting core. Warp drive disengaged.
You did it.
Got that escape plan for me?
I think so.
Tosca, can you climb?
I'll see you on the parade grounds of Surella, my friend.
esistere.
me? I'm right here. Not you too.
Calm yourself, child. It will all be better soon. Wake up, Manka Umet. Return to us.
Cos'è il capo dei capi questo?
Rejoin the flame.
To reclaim what was lost.
We don't need to watch this.
I do. I want to remember every moment when I make them pay. But this isn't the end. I will avenge Itasca. Swear to me, you will join me in this.
How about we try to save her?
That's a dream.
There's still hope.
As long as she's alive and her memories are still in there, there's still hope.
Hope is what you turn to when you have nothing left you can do. And there's still something I can do for Itasca. And I shall.
There's so much I want to ask you.
There's so little I can tell you. I'm a portal, not a scientist, but I'll certainly do my best. I can only assume this is one of your older starships. One would think, given the importance of your mission, they might send a ship of a more recent vintage. But,
It's a research ship.
The Resolute is primarily a research vessel, if that's what you mean. Not a warship.
Although she has been known to hold her own in a fight.
Against what?
È passato un tizio con una radio accesa sotto casa mia.
Not at all. The galaxy has grown more diverse since the days of the Tekon Empire.
Because you conquered everyone who didn't look like you.
To the contrary. Most lesser civilizations willingly join the Empire to enjoy the benefits of an advanced way of life. But that expansion came with its own set of problems, so I admire your ability to diversify without creating conflict. That was always our challenge. And perhaps
Diversity is our
ultimately our downfall.
Finally a compliment. Facciamo un po' gli arroganti. O gli spieghiamo diversity is our greatest strength.
The Federation prides itself on its inclusiveness. I'd say it's one of our greatest strengths.
As the Vulcans say, infinite diversity in infinite combinations.
Interesting. I'd be curious to meet one of these Vulcans. If this is the best you have, then so be it. To locate this scion, Galvan, I'll need full access to your ship's systems.
Full access?
Huh. You must be out of your mind.
No, I'm right here, completely in my mind. Given this is merely a research ship, I won't be able to find him without it. Perhaps I should have made that clear up front.
I'll need to make certain modifications.
Shouldn't be a problem. Gli abbiamo dato accesso, diamogli accesso, fidiamoci fino in fondo.
Excellent.
Solano's gonna flip when he hears this.
I'll see you on the bridge. Captain Solano, I'd like to introduce you to Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Takan Empire.
Pleasure to meet you, Captain.
Likewise. I can't say I've ever met a portal before. There is no modern equivalent. Not within the Federation, at least.
È una posizione prestigiosa. Ah, starà parlando del portale, eh? Sì, sta parlando del portale. No. No, non direi 3, sai Chic? Io vado sulla 1. Così il capitano capisce che deve portare rispetto e stiamo trattando con rispetto il nostro simpatico amico ora con i capelli in stile anni 80.
I've learned it's a very prestigious position in Takan society. Or was, I suppose. Not just anyone is selected for the role.
And fewer still are suited for it.
How impressive. You spent 600,000 years at your post. That certainly takes an uncommon level of dedication.
We all have our duty.
Of course. But I'm curious. You were stationed there in preparation for what exactly?
Any and all threats to the Empire.
An empire that no longer exists. Which suggests you weren't very successful.
Non è proprio un gran capitano questo qui, eh?
I didn't come here to be insulted. Perhaps that was a mistake. I'd be happy to return to Delphi Ardu at any time.
Of course, we need your help. Sto capitano è veramente un coglione. Accontentare il suo ego, sì, ce l'aveva suggerito un po' Riker. E posso prendere appunti a pugni il capitano? Dite che è un'infrazione delle regole? Il capitano è un imbecille. No, è proprio peggio di un imbecille, ma sono perfettamente... Solo che lui l'ha appena offeso, quindi non sono certo che basti dire che abbiamo bisogno del suo aiuto. Però, dai, proviamo ad andare sull'1.
And we do need your help. Absolutely. And we are grateful that you decided to come.
And your captain has an odd way of expressing his gratitude.
I'm merely curious where your allegiances might lie. And clearly it's with the Takan.
Yes.
Capitano è uno di quelli cattivi.
And expose my true loyalties to the Takan, not to the Scions of the Flame, who do nothing more than tarnish us in name and reputation and don't deserve to be called Takan. That's why I'm here. And if you'd be so kind as to give me access to your ship's systems, we can get on with it. And you can stop wasting my time.
Access to our systems? That's completely out of the question. Tell me that's not what you promised.
Il capitano è stato compromesso.
We're vulnerable enough as it is. And now we're supposed to give him access to everything?
It's our best shot.
Captain, I know it's a risk. But right now it's our best shot at finding Galvin and that ship.
Here she was, naive enough to believe it wouldn't be a problem. Little did she realize the levels of ignorance and incompetence she was up against.
If you're not enjoying your visit to our ship, we'd be more than happy to let you wither away back on your pathetic little rock.
Captain?
You clearly do not appreciate the magnitude of the threat the Scions pose. So myopic is your focus on your own ego. I will not be leaving until they have been found.
Commander Rydek, a word.
Questo è chiaramente uno dei compromessi. È assolutamente uno di loro.
I waited 600,000 years for this.
You realize this puts me in an incredibly difficult position. I was against seeking him out from the start, but now, To give him access to our systems? It's insane. And you somehow expect me to believe his allegiance is with us?
Purtroppo no, è più probabile che
You
lui
heard what he said.
destituisca noi.
There's no way we can trust him.
È un Tkon, non un Sion. Tkon.
I might otherwise agree, but you're missing the most important point. He's a Tkon, and he may be loyal to the Tkon, but not to the Scions of the Flame. He's against everything they believe in. You heard what he said.
There's too much at stake to be wrong on this.
We sought him out for a reason. To help him find our missing crew, Galvin, and those Elydian ships. This is the plan we agreed to with Ambassador Spock.
Which I never liked. But here we are. You know what this mission means to us. Not just for the Federation, but for me personally. I can't afford another screw-up. Losing the shield algorithms was bad enough. This could be the end of my career.
Prenderemo ogni precauzione. La risposta giusta sarebbe la 3, Però io non so se lui può destituirci. Non so quanto possiamo tirare sta benedetta corda. Non lo so. Però io sono sicuro che lui sia un sioniano. La 3 è la migliore, però non spingiamo troppo, cioè ogni tanto spingiamo, ogni tanto no. E lo rassicuriamo dicendo, il problema è che se lui è davvero un sioniano, se lo rassicuriamo che che prenderemo ogni precauzione, no, non è detto, Chic, non è detto, non sappiamo come funziona. Io vado sul 2. Lo devo mettere in una posizione tale che non può dire di no.
I'll keep a close eye on him myself.
I appreciate that. I'm going to trust your instincts on this one. I just hope you're right. For both of our sakes. Let me know if you find anything.
We're good. You may begin.
I will, of course, have to make a few modifications.
What kind of modifications?
To find Taconian technology requires Taconian technology. If this Scion Gallivan modified his ships, then I must do likewise to yours. The galaxy is nearly infinite in size and complexity. This may take a moment.
How long will
I
it
found
take?
something. There you are.
What is it? Galvin?
Someone is using Taconian technology. I can't get the precise bearings, but it's located in the Palisades cluster.
I'll let the captain know. Rydick to Solano. I think Portal may have located Galvin.
I'll be right there.
I'm getting all kinds of interference. Almost impossible to lock on the energy signature.
Where's he hiding?
In the Palisades cluster.
Interesting. Can you lock in on the location?
Not until you get me closer.
Lieutenant Handar, set a course for the Palisades cluster.
Aye, Captain.
Well, I suppose I owe you an apology. You were right after all. That's what I get for questioning the advice of my first officer. You always have my back.
They say the true measure of a leader is being able to admit your mistakes. So thank you.
Next time I'll do a better job of listening. Nice work. Let me know if you find anything more.
Will do. What's wrong?
I didn't want to say anything until I was certain. But the reason for the interference is simple. There's a Taconian device on this ship being used to block the signal. Whoever planted it was exceptionally clever. They knew how and where to hide it. But they have underestimated my abilities.
Engineering.
Take care of the Draconian device, and I can find Galvan for you. It's designed to interfere with all transmissions, or at least delay and confuse the effort to find Galvan's ship.
Hold on. My understanding is that Takan technology requires a Takan to operate. Is there another Takan on this ship?
The Scions could have someone on the ship, doing everything they can to stop us from finding Galvan.
Don't worry, I'll get this fixed. We're going to find that ship. Engineers would have found this device already if it wasn't well hidden. Better to rely on my tricorder.
Alla
There's a lot of
ricerca,
noise in here.
alla
I should scan the device
ricerca.
putting out the most radiation to filter it out.
Dove l'hai messo?
That's better. Most other radiation sources in here are well contained. There's definitely tetrametric radiation nearby. But even with the gain boosted, it's getting drowned out by other sources of radiation in here.
Ho visto dei riflessi verdi. Devo capire dove posso andare. Attimo un secondo. Tra l'altro sarebbe carino dare un'occhiata a ingegneria. Diamo un'occhiata a ingegneria. Allora. Wow. Cos'è tutta sta roba? Oh.
A little bit of harmless radiation leakage here, but enough to mask the tetrametric pulses. Easy enough to cancel out. There's still something drowning out the tetrametric radiation. I need to find it so I could filter it out as well.
Cos'è sta roba? Questo è verde, chiaramente lo devo scansionare su. No? No, ok. E allora sarà... Ah, qui posso scendere? Posso scendere col cazzo, perfetto. Per una volta tanto potrei aver ragione.
Harmonics from all over the ship. I'll filter that out. There we go. I'm getting a clear tetrametric signal now.
Ovviamente ci sono 3 ambienti. In 2 c'è una cosa e nel terzo c'è qualcos'altro. È abbastanza scontato come il level design è penoso.
Found it.
Excuse me, do you belong here? Commander Rydek. I'm sorry, I didn't know it was you.
Paul. Calloway, right?
Yes, You know, it means a lot that you remembered. What, are you doing back here? I don't mean to pry, but first officers don't usually go digging around engineering compartments.
Ovviamente ci lascia nel dubbio di sapere chi è davvero l'infiltrato, se è il comandante o se magari non è qualcun altro.
I was looking for you.
Under the console?
Dropped my tricorder. But I do need your help. Have you seen anyone else in here recently that might seem out of the ordinary? Maybe someone who doesn't work in engineering.
Not that I can think of, but I can ask around. I'm here almost all the time, but maybe someone else noticed something?
Thanks, but I'll talk to Commander Chovak about it.
Okay. Well, let me know if I can be of any help.
Well, I'll leave you alone already. Oh, come to think of it, that Hotari woman was down here earlier with Dr. Duval finishing the last of the bioscans.
Tylus?
That would be out of the ordinary, right?
Thank you.
Ok.
Maybe Tylus saw something. Tylus, can I speak to you for a moment?
Of course. Is something wrong?
No, non è
There's
lei.
something happening.
Sarebbe
I need
ovvio,
your help.
ma non può essere lei.
This is important.
How can I help?
When you were in engineering with Dr. Duval, did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Or anyone?
Not particularly. Why?
I found this, hidden in a compartment down there.
That's Taconian technology. Does that mean there's a scion on board? But Dr. Duval bioscanned everyone. Every deck, every crew member, I've seen the logs. She couldn't have been more thorough.
Someone evaded detection.
Someone evaded detection and planted that device.
Which would mean they've been with us this whole time. Watching, listening.
All the more reason why we have to find them.
It could be anyone.
That includes both of us.
You want me to get scanned? Better to know for sure, right? I'll admit, I was around the Scions as much as anybody.
Di lei mi fido.
You don't have to do that. I trust you.
If it makes you feel any better, it's not me, I promise you.
I know.
But that doesn't mean it's not you.
Okay.
Clear.
Don't sound so surprised.
You spend plenty of time with the Scions as well. You never know.
Let's get to it. The search starts in engineering. Whoever planted the device most likely did it within the last few hours. So I'll start by running a scan, tracking everyone who came through engineering over the last day, in reverse order.
This could take forever to sort through the number of people that were in engineering.
Duplicates Atari delegation. Cosa vuol dire duplicates? Comunque, personale di non in ingegneria. Se è vero che è il capitano.
Filtering for outliers. People who don't work in engineering.
That helps.
No, è il contrario! Porca puttana. Stiamo escludendo.
I'll filter out the duplicates.
Cazzo. Posso ricominciare da capo, ragazzi? No, perché è lunga, vero?
Cross-referencing this list with everyone who's traveled to Hotari. Let's see who's left.
Ah, no, ok.
No, this can't be right.
No, no, è giusto, è giusto.
Of the people that went to Hotari and visited engineering, it could only have been Captain Solano.
According to this, he was here while you went down to Delphi Ardu 4. Which would have been the perfect opportunity. And no one would question him. He's the captain.
Lo potrebbero volere, lo hanno fatto con quell'altro dell'altra specie.
People with authority that can lead to them gaining more control.
Like Galvin, the Queen?
The captain of a Federation starship. What happened when Dr. Duval bioscanned Captain Solano?
That's just it. She never did.
How is that possible?
Something more urgent would always come up. There was nothing she could do. But Performing a bioscan is the only way to be absolutely sure.
That's not going to be easy. First thing I need to do is get this device to Portal.
Be careful. And good luck.
I'll need it. I've found the device.
Interference is gone. I have located Galvin's ship more precisely. He's in the Usonia system.
So then it worked.
This whole region was one of the most sacred for the ancient Takan. What many consider the birthplace of our civilization. See these comets and planetoids in the outer orbits? Based on their current trajectory, that's Galvin's destination. And legend tells us it's the location of what was once our largest arsenal. Not that we needed it in the late stages of the Empire, but it was there as a precaution nonetheless.
Quanto tempo prima che
We have to
arrivino?
somehow intercept him. How long till he arrives?
Oh, he's much too far ahead of us. We'll never arrive before he does. If Galvin and the other Scions secure the arsenal, they will become extremely dangerous. My people had such power at the height of the Empire. The Takan were as gods, keeping absolute control over countless worlds. I must speak with them directly. However, the presence of this device is worrying. It's highly likely it was placed here by a Scion, hidden among your crew, and it is unlikely this interference device was the Scion saboteur's only trap. If we reach Galvin and the saboteur cripples your ship, we will be at their mercy. Even my powers will not be able to protect us. Do you know who it is? They may well do more damage if left alone. Time is not on your side.
I'm fairly convinced they bioformed Captain Solano.
I knew there was a reason I didn't like him. That explains it. Bioforming was so rare in the time of the Empire that I am not able to detect if it has taken place. Proof of your claim is something you will have to produce yourself.
Then we have to bioscan him. I'll talk to Dr. Duvall.
That's quite the claim. Told me you were worried about him. I never imagined this was what was wrong.
I wouldn't be asking you if there was any other possibility.
That would explain why Solano has been
Probabilmente potremmo anche aver sbagliato tutto, eh?
As the ship's doctor, you have the authority to declare him unfit to serve.
If you're right, this is the worst case scenario. Challenging your own captain is a tall order. Are you sure you're prepared for this? If you fail, that's it. The end of your career. Maybe your life.
With your help.
I don't know if I would be on my own. But with your support, I'm sure we can do it.
That smooth talking may come in handy. I'm in. We
È
can't pull this off
possibile,
with just the
Chic, è
two of us.
molto
I
possibile.
technically have the authority to make Solano undergo a scan, but in reality, he can and will refuse to do it. We need at least another member of the senior staff to support your claim. Or this could all blow up in our faces. You better think long and hard about who you can trust.
Down to one reactor. I thought we'd be stopped dead. At least stuck at impulse power.
The Takan enhancements must be able to brute force limited bursts of warp output.
Yeah, but they won't get to wherever they were headed at this rate. They're just limping along now.
So where does that put us?
Maybe I can answer that.
Find the working console. Subito. Posso passare, grazie? No. Quindi devo andare di qua. Va bene. Guarda caso c'era una scatola accuratamente messa. Quindi che cosa dobbiamo fare? Vediamo un po', dobbiamo pigiare tasti a caso dove non ci sono tasti. Ah, eccolo qua.
I got the ship's heading.
They've changed course. Drastically.
Looks like they're headed here. Usonia system. They might stop there.
Can we use the Zeldi's comms to signal your fleet?
Comm systems are locked.
Grab hold!
Dampeners can barely keep up. If they keep forcing this ship to make these short warp jumps, they're going to tear it apart.
Zeldi is still made by Lydian hands, despite all this Takan corruption. We'll hold.
And we just gotta stay safe until Starfleet can find us.
Your people, is there somewhere you go when you die?
Life after death? No. On my homeworld, some people think they can cheat death in a way by joining with the Trill symbiont. But that's not a life to me.
What about you? Is there another plane of existence for you? With every passing battle, as I get older, I think about it more.
We only get one life to live. I'm not counting on anything coming after I close my eyes for the last time.
Then you may never understand this, but please try. My people have a special journey. When Lydians die, we rejoin our comrades, family, and ancestors.
On the parade grounds of Cirella?
That is just one part of it, but yes. Death is not the end for us. So, even if some part of Itasca remains, by letting the Takan use her body, at best we are delaying the inevitable next step for her. At worst, we are leaving her as a prisoner in her own mind. You want to save the transformed. So do I.
Now that I've seen it happen, does it make me a hypocrite to say he has a point? What if we can't get them back? We can't leave them like that, right?
I think Itasca would want to be released. To think of what she could be going through right now. It's a torturous idea.
I know it's awful to think about, but if they're still alive, we can still try to help them. We lose that option once they're dead.
I had a sister, a twin. It's very rare among the Trill.
You never told me that.
She was one of the youngest hosts to ever join with the symbiont. A sentient creature that lives in our body. It's considered a great honor. The symbiont can bring centuries of knowledge and wisdom to the host. But sometimes, the symbiont personality suppresses the host entirely. My sister was the closest person in the world to me. I knew she would be different after joining. But she drew more and more distant. The room we shared growing up was foreign to the both of us. And eventually she, or whoever she'd become, cut me out entirely. So I left for Starfleet and swore I'd never go back. I couldn't stand the thought of seeing her. Someone who looked like my sister. Sounded like her. But wasn't.
So, losing Miranda like this,
Facciamo psicoanalisi.
an old wound.
Never really closed up in the first place.
You remind me of Itasca.
I do?
Bonds are not made by what runs through your veins, but the blood you spilled together. Itasca was my family in that way. I want you to know there is nothing I won't sacrifice to win this fight. But if we're lucky enough to survive, I'd be honored if you'd count me as one of your tribe. As Itasca was.
Even a couple of engineers like us?
You are many things.
I don't need to wait that long. We've bled together. No one else will know what we've been through. That makes us a tribe. Right here.
I'll take that.
They not cease this madness.
What is this place?
Is that the Veskar?
Another one of yours?
Not anymore. They've corrupted it. Just like the Zeldi.
Now there are 2 ships. Did this just get better or worse?
It certainly doesn't bode well for the crew of the Veskar. So many lives stolen.
We're really at the heart of this fight now. We just gotta figure out what we're gonna do about it.
This doesn't look like the Aphelion. What are they doing here?
You don't think they're just meeting their buddies?
Maybe, but then why are their buddies here?
Prepare for transfer.
The storm! It's back! What happened?
Hold on. Scanning. Diametric radiation is dropping. The Zeldi's dropped to minimal power levels.
It's running off just the one warp core now.
That means...
They've sent the Cartabula to that other ship.
Mutiny on the Resolute. Yeah. Allora, ora credo che dovremmo leggere un attimino la situazione con i personaggi.
Something wrong, Captain?
No, nothing's wrong. In fact, I was just going to call for you. I'm needed down in engineering. The bridge is yours.
Mm-hmm. Sì, li hanno lasciati sulla nave da soli, chiaramente. Allora, lui ci dice di scegliere tra il lieutenant Bedrosian, è soddisfatta del fatto di come ci siamo comportati con lei quando è stata ferita. Ok. Lui è il più alto in grado insieme al comandante Urmot, quindi secondo me le opzioni sono tra Westbrook e Urmot. Il tenente lo lasciamo fuori. Uploaded. Ok. Non è male come approccio, è stato grato che siamo andati un po' contro il comandante, il capitano. Credo che il comandante Westbrook sia più indicato. E andiamo.
Commander Westbrook, a word, please.
I'm busy here, so let's make it quick. What's this about?
The captain may have been compromised. I have reason to believe he's been bioformed, and is now actively working against us.
Come on. You can't be serious.
Someone is sabotaging the mission. They planted a Taconian device in engineering. Captain Solano was in engineering while we were on Delphi Ardu 4, and he purposely evaded Dr. Duval's bioscan.
That's ridiculous. I just spoke with him a few minutes ago. He was as normal as ever. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have work to do.
You don't understand. This is not a joke. I'm absolutely serious. If Captain Solano is a Scion, it means he purposely evaded the bioscan to avoid detection.
I'm sure he had more important things to do. You've rarely put your trust in me before. Which, ironically, only makes your story more believable. You're clearly not looking for whoever is most likely to go along with you. If you go through with this, and you're right about Solano, you'll be the new captain of the Resolute.
With your support, I think I can manage it.
I'll have your back. But you damn well better be right.
E ora scopriamo.
Captain Solano.
Commander Rydek, we need to talk about... Doctor? What brings you to the bridge?
Just a bit of housekeeping. You owe me a bioscan, Captain.
I don't have time for that right now.
It will only take a moment. I can't put this off any longer.
You can, and you will. All you'll find is that I'm quite reasonably under stress given the circumstances, and you aren't making it better. I'll find you in sickbay when I'm good and ready. Or, if you're gonna stand in the way of the mission, I can find you in the brig instead.
It's merely protocol, Captain. All officers that touch alien soil have to be bioscanned.
I know the protocol. It's not more important than chasing down these Taconian marauders.
The crew looks to you for guidance, Captain. It may seem like a nuisance, but it would set the right example.
What is this?
We need you to comply with the scan, Captain.
That's enough. Drop this. All of you. I'm giving you a direct order, Commander Rydek. Stand down and go back to your post. Now. Do not make me tell you again. I've been a starship captain since before you were in the academy. I won't stand for this.
I refuse. So do the others.
Ci stiamo giocando tutto qui, eh?
Well then,
tutto.
you've left me no choice. Security to the bridge. Arrest Commander Rydek. Take her to the brig.
On what charge?
Conspiring with the enemy and mutiny.
Captain, please reconsider.
I've given my order.
This is not Captain Solano. He's been bioformed. He's a Scion.
You're out of your mind.
Commander Rydek has proof.
He sabotaged our efforts to track Galvin with this. He planted it in engineering while we were down on Delphi Ardu 4.
Lies! Perpetrated by the only Takan in our midst, Portal 6-3. He's actively trying to divide us from within.
Captain Solano has refused to be bioscanned because he knows it will reveal he's a Scion.
Take her to the brig, or I'll do it myself. Oh!
Che è stato secondo voi?
Wait! Stand down! That's an order!
What is the meaning of this? Everyone hold until we get answers. This cannot happen on the bridge of a Federation starship.
I can prove I'm right if you just give me a chance. If I'm wrong, then I will face the consequences.
If you're wrong, there's no coming back from this.
I'm going to settle this once and for all.
Incrociate tutte le dita, ragazzi, tutte. Tutte.
Commander Rydick was right. Captain Solano has been compromised.
A meno che non sia davvero il dottore, come dicevate voi.
As the Chief Medical Officer of the USS Resolute, I am relieving Captain Zachary Solano of command.
Take him to the brig.
È andata bene. Non è ancora detto, potrebbe ancora essere davvero il dottore, visto che è lei che ha fatto lo scan adesso.
I don't know what to say. I'm stunned.
We all are.
Well, there's no going back now. You are, rightfully, the captain of the Resolute. And I'm with you from here on out. I need you to know that.
I've always wanted to be captain of my own ship, but I never imagined it would happen this way.
I don't think anyone could anticipate something like this. But you learn from one of the best. And you'll be one of the best. I know it.
Ci sono rimasti male. Non mi sono fidato di loro, quegli altri due. Quindi, che dobbiamo fare? Ci dobbiamo mettere a sedere? Ah, c'è la scena ricca di pathos. Ok. Non credo che finiremo questo gioco in mezz'ora. Oddio, però abbiamo risolto il problema capitano, dai. Ora è merda. Ora non possiamo più dare la colpa a nessuno.
Set course for the Usonia system. Maximum warp. It's time to face Galvin.
Yes, Commander. Sorry. Captain. On your command.
Warp.
Make way.
Make way, è orribile, make way.
Stations. Shield status.
Set to maximum, but with the algorithms compromised, they may not do much.
Captain, that other Elydian ship is here.
The Zeldi?
We're outnumbered.
Captain, your orders.
Evasive maneuvers.
Aye, Captain.
The Vescar's warp engines are powering up.
Our warp engines are offline.
Molto bene.
That must have been their goal. They didn't want us to chase the Vescar.
According to my readings, they also took the Cartabula with them.
They're not breaking off. We have to destroy the Zeldi before it destroys us.
Diaz and Edsalar still over there?
They'll need to evacuate.
almost have it.
They gotta know we're here. Hurry! You got it?
Got it! Diaz to Resolute!
We read you, Diaz.
This is Ermot. It's good to hear your voice. Is Edsalar... is she with you? Everyone wants to know.
Yeah, we're both here. We're both okay.
Very good, Petty Officer.
Can you get us out of here?
I can't transport you out while the Zeldi's shields are up. Our
Ma va?
phaser fire won't even get through. Is there another way off that ship?
Sì, finestrino.
Whatever you do, you'll have to be quick about it. Because we can't give you much more time. We can't evade the Zeldi forever.
Understood. Diaz out. We're gonna have to get out of here the old-fashioned way.
Lydian ships have no escape pods.
We can leave out that cargo bay we transported to before. But then there's the vacuum of space to contend with.
Nei container.
Freight containers. Maybe we could use those to make an escape pod?
Is that even possible?
We're gonna make it possible. Unless you have a better idea.
Let's go.
I've polarized the hull plating. That should allow us to take a few more hits. Enemy phaser impact dissipated. Heading, Captain?
Attack pattern delta o pattern beta, sapessi le differenze. Gli andiamo addosso diretti o dietro sì, l'isola. World of Warships continua a perseguitarmi dietro l'asteroide.
Attack pattern Beta 3. Circle around that asteroid and come back firing.
Aye, Captain.
Zeldi, in range.
Fire.
Fire!
Non abbiamo fatto un cazzo.
We're doing damage, but they're hitting us right back. We'll run out of hull before we penetrate their shields.
Perhaps I can be of assistance. I can modify your impulse engines to amplify their meager output and avoid more of their attacks. But I will need full access to your propulsion systems.
That goes against dozens of Starfleet regulations.
Not a security risk if the alternative is destruction.
To me, it's simple. You can take this beating and hope you can weather it. Or will you put your trust in me? I've left
Ovviamente dobbiamo
The least you can do is put your faith in me.
dargli accesso, è ovvio.
Commander Ermot, give Bortle access to the propulsion systems. You're going to have the ship in your hands. Don't let me down.
This will take a moment.
Addirittura con l'effetto Doppler, quasi. È diventata una scheggia adesso.
Your ship has let up its fire.
That gives us some time.
All right. One of these freight containers should do the trick.
Be quick.
We need one big enough for all of us to fit inside. Something we can make airtight. Damn it, not this one.
Sarà indicato secondo voi? Non mi fanno andare qua. Questo vuol dire che forse non devo andarci, vero? Però qui no, niente. sto andando dove non dovrei. Va bene. Quindi che devo fare? Lassù, chiaramente. Abbiamo trovato qualcosa.
Not enough room for the big guy.
Il big guy si mette in ginocchio.
No way this will hold up in a vacuum.
Che è aperto, grazie.
Here we go. This will work.
That's great, but it's not airtight yet.
No problem. We'll just seal it up.
This container is extremely heavy. Even with the containment field open, it won't leave the bay quickly. I'll find something to accelerate our exit.
Glancing blow. Very little damage.
I cannot keep this up for long.
Their phaser banks are recharging. Now's our window. We have to strike back.
I agree.
Their next barrage could be our last. Better make this count.
Target their weapon systems. Take the teeth out of their bite.
That could make them run. Just like the Veskar, we'd lose Diaz and Etzelar again. Hit their engines. We've already lost the Veskar.
We need to protect ourselves first.
Weapons.
Target their weapon systems.
Hi, Captain. Firing torpedoes.
Whoa. We gotta move it now.
These will give us the push we need.
Those are explosives.
We'll ride the blast right out of here. All set.
I'll set the containment field to deactivate, and then run back. We can detonate by remote.
We'll need to seal the doors from inside the container once we do.
Before all the air sucks out of the cargo bay.
E ora lo fa una brutta fine il tizio alto, vero? No, strano, pensavo che...
Just a few more moments.
Hurry! What are they doing in there? Please, help me.
No. The Takan get what they deserve.
Don't leave me to die.
I don't know. Can we really leave her?
She can figure her own way out of this.
Non è vero.
This ship.
Volevo cliccare un'altra cosa, vi giuro.
Sidron's going to ram it into your Federation ship. Please, Amenta.
Oh,
It's not her.
no. I know it's not.
Carter, we have to seal the doors.
Don't leave me.
Get this lifeboat off the ship before it can crash into the Resolute.
Come on! Hurry!
Sono dal cuore troppo buono.
I have the away team.
Go ahead.
We're about to exit.
We see the cargo bay containment field is deactivated.
Get that tractor beam ready.
The Zeldy's coming about.
They're going to charge the Resolute.
A direct collision would be catastrophic.
We can't wait any longer. We have to fire.
Captain, they're almost out of there.
We need to act fast.
Hold all fire! Get out of there, Petty Officer. Do it now!
You heard her.
Done!
Ready?
Detonate!
Sto rischiando tantissimo, ma... Kerbal Space Program!
We're out! I have them on sensors. Tractor beam activating.
Locked on and ready to fire.
Fire!
Sì, quanti? No, ci deve essere una speranza nel curarli, dai. Solo che probabilmente lo dovremo scoprire la settimana prossima. Io speravo di finirlo in questa serata, ma non ce la facciamo.
Tractor beam's locked on. We have them. They'll be pulled into the docking bay shortly.
There's something else. I tracked a transporter signal to the planetoid moments before the Zeldi detonated.
Sidron.
There's a Takan structure there. It's the reason they were here. It's the reason we are here. Now.
I have to see it for myself. We'll go there together.
I had assumed as much.
Is this the Takan arsenal Galvin was after?
Legend says this region once held the sacred mysteries of the Takan Empire. Our greatest treasure. Our most fearsome technology.
I want a full security detail. Westbrook, Bridrosian, you're with me. Mr. Ermont, you have the con.
Wait. You're not the first officer anymore. The captain is supposed to stay with the ship. I'm surprised Lieutenant Bedrosian didn't raise that first.
I thought Captain Rydek knew what she was doing.
That's the protocol. But it's also a captain's prerogative to break that protocol.
I suppose it is.
We'll deal with the first officer vacancy when we return. Until then, Mr. Ermont?
Yes, Captain.
Bello perché loro con la tutina e lui nudo.
Not that I can see.
High alert, everyone. The enemy could be anywhere. Follow my lead.
Ma un phaserino... no.
Let's make this a short mission, right?
That's the plan.
It was your call to come down here. Still not sure I agree. I respect the chain of command. The phasers should make quick work of the ice.
Carucci. Fiorellini di ghiaccio. Queste parti planetarie non sono divertentissime, sinceramente.
Is this another Takan vault?
I don't see a way in.
Vault in the mines was already open.
There must be some way to activate it.
Forse il portale può aprirlo.
Portal, can you open it? It is a Taconian vault.
I thought you'd never ask.
Abbiamo una chiave umana. Usiamola. D'altronde si chiama portale per qualche motivo.
Welcome. Better to keep it simple. Sometimes the answer is staring you right in the face.
Thank you. Definitely easier this way.
Chi ti ha detto che c'era l'ossigeno? Scusami la domanda, però vabbè. E quindi find Sidron. Il sidro, beh, è l'equivalente di una birra fatta con la fermentazione delle mele e ha una gradazione alcolica abbastanza bassa e un gusto parecchio gustoso.
Spread out. Let's see what we can find. And stay on high alert. We don't know where the Takan that beamed down here could be.
Ci sono varie versioni, sinceramente preferisco il sidro francese, ma ci sono anche i sidri inglesi, i sidri spagnoli addirittura, no? Sidri tedeschi e austriaci, insomma alpini.
You will need my help, Commander.
How so?
Traversal here is trivial for a Takan, but only a Takan. When you come across a device you cannot use, merely call my name.
Will do. Thank you.
Investighiamo la volta. La volta.
Portal? What is that void down there?
Space, folding upon itself. A fairly simple concept.
For a Takan, perhaps?
I advise against falling in.
Vabbè, cercheremo di non caderci. Qua cosa abbiamo?
This pattern resembles the transporter device Petty Officer Maris used to escape the Resolute. Portal 6-3?
You wish to make use of this device?
It's a transporter of some kind?
It allows Takan to move through space instantly a short distance. Very convenient. I will activate the system for you.
Where does it go?
I'm not sure. The markings here must be from after my time.
Well, only one way to find out.
È una di quelle cose che devi saltare a giro, a destra, a sinistra. Allora andiamo sempre a sinistra. Bastava andare sempre a sinistra. Collezioniamo i dati. Cosa abbiamo qua? Qualcosa di interessante? No. Qua abbiamo cose. Particle density, ok. Qua? Tutto verde. Basta mount Conian data, data. Ok. Quindi no, non posso attraversare, no, è forbidden, ok, quindi devo analizzare questo forse, col cazzo, mi sto perdendo qualcosa, là,
Soil. Just soil. It's not from this planet, nor any planet in the Federation database.
Ma quindi? Qua? L'ho già fatto, giusto? Sì. Quindi cosa voglio? Ah!
Why is this here?
This is soil from the homeworld. Our capital system. This isn't an arsenal. It's a temple of the ancients. Sacred ground to the Takon. I took my oath as a guardian of the Empire in a place just like this.
Quindi cosa vogliono? Non sei mica
I
capito.
imagine the look of pride in my parents' eyes as they said goodbye. Forever. Sorry. This is the first I've seen of anything new from the Takon Empire in a very long time. I'm sure you're familiar with the feeling. That sense of loss. I thought I was ready for it. But it cuts to the core of your being.
I totally understand that feeling. It's unavoidable and inescapable no matter what you do.
Yes, it's that distant but familiar feeling that's forever just out of reach.
Can you use this to find out more about what Galvin is after?
The information's encrypted. I can only discern that it's a warship. No. It's the Aphelion. Perhaps the most powerful Takonian ship ever built.
Ottimo.
I can't access the full file, but looking through the ship's schematics, it appears to be equipped with some sort of experimental, highly advanced transporter technology.
Transporter technology? For what?
Captain, you better come see this.
Descend? Descendiamo. Non è mai una buona idea rimanere da soli in questo posto, però, con quelli che ti assimilano.
There are more up ahead.
From the looks of it, I'd say someone left in a hurry.
Probably right around the time we showed up.
C'erano altri siringozzi energetici stoccati qui. Eh sì, tutti questi colorini.
I've seen these before, in the other vault. And if all of those are the same as this, then there must be
Hundreds of millions, if not billions. All that remains of the Takon civilization. Distinct person, encapsulated in crystalline form. Preserved for all eternity.
You thought this was an arsenal. And in a way, you're right. This is how they rebuild the Takon Empire, and bioform billions of innocent people.
That seems to be the case. What you have to understand is, these life forms cores were preserved for the benefit of the Takan civilization, as a means of safeguarding the health and well-being of any Takan, should they fall prey to illness or injury. They were never intended to be used for this purpose.
There you are wrong. This was always their purpose, to restore the glory that was lost.
Troppo semplice.
Please. Congratulations on your first victory in battle, Captain Rydek. You killed a great many of my compatriots, some that I've known for millennia. Are you proud of how much death you've caused? Each Takan life is precious, irreplaceable. Centuries of knowledge and culture, lost with each one you murder.
Your friends died because of you. If you hadn't attacked us, there could have been a peaceful solution.
I've seen the kind of results diplomacy gets in this era. You can hardly blame me for wanting a quicker result. Thankfully, I don't have to convince you of anything. We'll all be on the same side soon enough.
You can't just bioform whoever you want. Not without a fight.
But that's just it. There won't be a fight. In fact, most won't even know what's happened. One minute you're standing there as you. The next you're standing here as one of us.
He's talking about mass transformation. That's what the Aphelion was built for.
The transporter. It'll reconstitute your DNA and bioform you into a Takan in the blink of an eye. This is what they'll use as ammunition.
In a manner of speaking, yes. Of course, that's the simple version. But the end result will be the same.
I realize you're here to gloat, and you seem pretty confident, but I'm not gonna let that happen.
It already is happening. The Aphelion is on its way here as we speak. Now it's only a matter of time. You can't delay that which is inevitable. Which makes your next decision fairly simple, brother. You are, after all, a portal.
I am.
Your sole purpose is to serve as a guardian of the Takan Empire. But you stand here surrounded not by your fellow Takan, but by members of the Federation. By people who deny our fundamental right to exist. You swore an oath to protect the Empire. And I can only assume that's why you're here.
There is only one true Takan here, and that's Portal. You're a scion, a disgrace to the memory of the Takan, brought back through unnatural means.
I only tolerate your presence so long as you continue to amuse me. Which side are you on?
E qui vediamo se ce la siamo giocata bene, immagino.
Captain Rydek, long-range sensors suggest a massive spacecraft approaching in the distance.
The time has come. I hope we speak again, brother.
Estimated time to contact, 6 minutes and counting.
We can't stay here. We have to get back to the ship.
And we have to preserve these souls. We must take them back to your ship.
Those crystals are ammunition to be used against us. We have to destroy them. Bombard the site from orbit.
I'll decide, once we're safely aboard the Resolute.
Come li trasportiamo a bordo, scusate? Comunque non ha senso bombardarli, mi dispiace signorina cieca, ma non hai veramente un minimo di... Ho capito te che fai ora.
You have to hear me out, Captain. I lost my eyes because of you. And still, I've always stood by you. But if you bring those things on board, I'll have no choice but to resign.
If they're taken to the Ophelia, they will be forced into new bodies, brought back to life in a way they never asked for.
They're not living beings, but they're still dangerous. And if you don't make decisions to protect us, we're gonna end up like Solano. You, me, the entire crew. We're all next.
Non possiamo farli esplodere tutti. Vanno solo tenuti sotto chiave.
2 minutes and counting. It's headed straight toward the vault. The Aphelion is coming into view now, Captain.
Però come li fermiamo?
On screen.
Arrival at the second vault in less than a minute.
I would remind you, those life forms are Takon, not science. Takon. They're not your enemy.
Right or wrong, history will judge you for this moment.
Federalizziamoci. Che brutta
Transport the
pelle.
storage crystals aboard the Resolute.
Did I hear that right?
That's an order.
The storage crystals are on board in our cargo bay.
Thank you. I won't forget this.
I hope you realize what you've done. We don't need another captain who's gonna risk our lives just to feed their ego. This ship and this crew come first.
Lieutenant.
She has to hear it.
This isn't about me. It's our duty as Starfleet officers to protect life, wherever and however we find it. And I couldn't let them fall into Galvin and Sidron's hands. I had to do it this way.
And to think, I used to look up to you.
The Aphelion is targeting us, approaching rapidly.
They hit us with that bioforming ray, and it's over. Maximum warp. Get us out of here.
Where, Captain?
Anywhere but here. Now!
Non è finita. Ah, ci riportiamo sulla Terra, dai. Ci seguono sulla Terra. Quelli erano ancora nella scatola. Quelli erano ancora nella scatola.
There they are!
Thank you. I'm not sure one of my kind would have done for you what you did for me. I did not expect a show of mercy. I hoped, but you could have just as easily left me to my fate.
See, that's just one of the differences between Starfleet and you. Scions of the Flame. Our mission is to help when we can, even if that means helping our enemies.
There is honor in that.
Now that we're safe on your ship, I think you were right to bring her. Things seem a little different now than they did in the heat of battle. There's more than one way to deal with messy situations.
Non siamo ancora al sicuro.
Just because we're back on the Resolute doesn't mean we're safe yet.
Look, this is good. Don't lose sight of that.
No surprises here. But your shoulder's separated. If you come with me to sickbay, we can get you fixed up in no time.
Thank you. I'll find you afterwards.
You two, check in at your stations. This thing isn't over yet.
I can't believe it, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing Chobok. Not that I'd expect this kind of welcome from him, but I can just imagine the look on his face.
Facciamo I
I
i
want to see
simpaticoni.
him too. It'd be nice to get one piece of normalcy.
I'm sure we can count on him for that.
Come dei tonni.
I can't believe it. You evaded the Takan, ejected their warp cores, and lived to talk about it.
That about sums it up.
They're gonna be teaching this at the Academy for years to come. I mean it. Everybody's gonna learn how you pulled it off.
Can't teach. Okay, no, I couldn't know. I wouldn't know.
Academy? I wouldn't know about that.
After this, you'll probably get a personal invitation to show them how it's done. I heard about Belle. Is Miranda?
As far as we know, she's still out there.
Well, I know Captain Rydek will do her best to get her back.
Hold on. Rydek? What about Captain Solano?
He was turned into a Takan. Rydek had to take over. She's a hell of an officer, but none of us have been up against anything like this. No one has. Not in 500,000 years.
We all have to step up.
We'll just have to
La
step
1,
up
la
and
1. No,
work down the
scusami,
charter to
Chic,
help
non ho
Captain
visto il tuo
Rydek.
commento
It's
in
gonna take all
tempo.
of us.
Talk to you.
It is agreeable to see you again.
Agreeable.
It was by no means a certainty that you would return to duty here.
Agreeable to see you too.
But it was my sincere hope you would.
It is agreeable to see you as well, sir.
I concur.
You should know your absence has left engineering terribly short-handed. During your sojourn, this department has fallen unacceptably behind schedule on both regular and irregular duties.
There's been a whole lot of irregularity going around.
Don't
I
be
am
so
stating
hard on
facts,
yourself.
not looking for excuses.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Pardon me?
After what the Resolute's just been through, no one's really expecting all the daily logs and reports to be on time and perfect.
That is incorrect. I expect as much and will continue to hold my
È stata
staff to
sbagliata,
account.
pensavo fosse più simpatico.
Glad to see you haven't changed.
Normally, I would assign you to one of the many pressing repair tasks. But, given your experience on board the Zeldi, I have suggested you join the senior staff briefing as we determine our next course of action.
Hai ragione, Chic. Scusami.
You can commence your maintenance shift afterwards.
I tended to an Ilidian earlier. Major Sarlet Arminta.
Ah, yes. I met him at the negotiations.
I never would have imagined I'd be here, on the same ship, working together with our oppressors. But now that I am, I can imagine a future where the Hotari and Ilidians are no longer enemies. I'd always hoped for peace, but it seems so far away. There's still a lot of bad blood. maybe too much.
Ti aiuteremo noi.
Well, if there's any way I can help, let me know.
I'll take you up on that. It's good to have the support of a Starfleet captain, I'm sure.
It's coming along nicely. Thank you, Tylus. I'll take it from here. We're almost done.
I have to brief Ambassador Spock in a few minutes.
Ambassador Spock can wait. You have some fences to mend. Personally, I'm against the needless destruction of innocent life forms, so I'm glad you transported the Taconian crystals onto the ship. But Lieutenant Bedrosian obviously feels otherwise. And right now, you need the full support of your bridge crew. Being an effective leader requires trust, but an issue as divisive as this can create discord.
I still need and value contrary opinions. I don't want everyone agreeing with me when they feel otherwise.
Oh, you'll know when Lieutenant Bedrosian doesn't agree with something. She's not shy about making her opinion known. It's been a chaotic last few days for everyone. You need to name a new first officer in preparation for what's coming. You'll have to work to regain Lieutenant Bedrosian's trust, but if she's removed from consideration, it comes down to Westbrook or Ermot. Obviously, there are pros and cons with each, but ultimately, the decision is yours. Commander Westbrook has seniority and was hoping to be Captain Solano's first officer. Ermot has the knowledge and experience that makes him more than qualified. You really couldn't go wrong with either of them.
Allora, anche questa è un'altra delle cose grosse da decidere. Probabilmente, visto quello che è successo fino adesso, la soluzione più indicata sarebbe la 1, ovvero l'ufficiale scientifico. Anche in vista della tradizione, no? Primo ufficiale scientifico. Non mi riferisco a nessun vulcaniano in particolare, però è la troppo ovvia. Abbiamo Urmot, che è il booleano, il simpatico pelle blu, che è abbastanza in disaccordo su quello che abbiamo combinato fino ad ora. Non abbiamo mai scelto bene o male le sue opzioni e quindi non è che ci ami tantissimo, anzi. E poi c'è Bedrosian, che è la tizia un po' incandescente che vuole sparare a tutto e a tutti. Allora, una che vuole sparare a tutto e a tutti non mi piace come primo ufficiale, perché continuerà a dire ammazziamoli tutti, e sembrerebbe di avere un Marve come primo ufficiale. Non mi sembra il caso. Io, sorprendendovi tutti, vado con l'idea di avere uno che non mi apprezza troppo, però non mi odia neanche spudoratamente, ecco, diciamo. Credo che comunque il gioco sia costruito in modo tale da farti arrivare a questa scelta con sicuramente uno dei tre che ti odia, uno un po' così e l'altro che ti apprezza. A seconda delle scelte fatte durante tutto il gioco probabilmente questa scelta cambia e qualcuno dei tre ti odia a turno, diciamo. Noi siamo stati in grado di farci odiare da quella più bassa in grado, che però è la più guerrafondaia. Io direi che vado su Urmot. Anche se probabilmente la scelta, ribadisco, la scelta più sensata sarebbe Westbrook.
I don't mind saying I consider Commander Ermot a strong candidate for the role.
He'd be a popular choice with the crew, and bring a steadiness to the position that others might lack. Certainly not a controversial choice, but then some may perceive that as playing it safe. You're as good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Duvall.
Always nice to have a captive audience. You really shouldn't keep Ambassador Spock waiting.
Captain.
I'll meet you inside.
I'm here to officially tender my resignation from the crew of the USS Resolute. I cannot in good conscience continue to serve aboard this ship, not while the interests of the enemy take precedent over the safety of the crew.
Listen, Lieutenant. I understand how you feel, and I respect your opinion. You're one of the most valuable officers on the bridge, which is why I cannot accept your resignation.
I'm sorry, Captain, but I expected as much. Which is why I already submitted my letter of resignation to Starfleet Command.
My door is always open if you change your mind.
Ce la siamo giocata male.
We'll have Ambassador Spock via subspace shortly.
Thank you, Mr. Armand.
I'll notify Lieutenant Bedrosian we're about to begin.
That won't be necessary.
Petty Officers Diaz and Edsolar have first-hand experience with our adversaries. I thought it advantageous for them to join this briefing. I understand this is unusual, but I trust you have no objections?
Talk about moving up in the world. Not that I'm surprised in the least.
These are unusual times, Mr. Chovak.
In all seriousness, what Diaz and Edsolar accomplished aboard the Zeldi is nothing short of remarkable. They're both to be commended, not only for surviving against incredible odds, but for helping our efforts against these scions.
You know, Carter deserves most of the credit. None of us would have made it without his help. We'd all be bioformed by this point.
There were way more people involved than just me. Not only Petty Officer Edsolar, but we had help from an Elydian officer named Arminta as well.
Interesting.
Ambassador Spock is ready for you.
Put him through.
Captain Reindeck, your recent change in station certainly warrants mention, and I trust you to faithfully execute your expanded duties. Right now, we must keep our attention on the clear and present danger that lies ahead. The Takan and their warship.
Scacchi 3D in un angolo a sinistra dello schermo.
They are likely the first targets for mass bioforming. After that lies Federation space. I have advised Starfleet Command to send an impromptu battle group to intercept and assist you, but that will take time. You are our first line of defense.
Un vascello scientifico del cavolo.
Algorithms compromised. We are at a great disadvantage. Of course, you know that as well as I do.
Ok, prenderemo l'aiuto che ci può dare, direi.
I'm glad to hear the battle group is en route, Ambassador. With what we're up against, we're gonna need all the help we can get.
And you will have it. Remember, our strength is drawn from our ability to work together towards a common goal.
Have we made any progress in finding a way to defend ourselves from the Aphilion's bioforming weapon?
Currently, our shields will not protect us, but I am compiling all of the information the away team gathered on the Zeldi and cross-referencing it against our own as well as Portal 6-3's methods.
The away team is sitting right here. They survived without getting bioformed, so we know it's possible. So, what's the secret? How do we defend ourselves? Is there a weakness we can exploit?
Don't get catch. It's a serious threat. There's no easy answer. Non fatti prendere.
Well, as simple as it sounds, the best thing to do is to not get caught. Whether it's one-on-one or the whole ship.
We avoided the Takan as much as we could.
But we saw the bioforming, and there's not much you can do.
I found something that might help. It's too soon to say for sure, but we've had some promising indications that Duridium can delay the bioforming process.
Duridium?
It's not a cure. It's not going to bring anyone back we've already lost. But Duridium is a cell stabilizer, so it has the potential to slow down the onset of physical and mental changes, if not entirely prevent them. And might be the only ship in the fleet with this much Duridium on hand. In fact, a lot of ships wouldn't have any.
È un caso che noi ci dobbiamo iniettare il Deuridium ogni 3 secondi? Ma dopo che l'hai rallentato cosa
You
ottieni?
say that it slows the process, but this doesn't actually stop the Takan from taking over, does it?
Correct. I can't be 100% certain, but it appears this is only a short-term solution. Also, it requires a much larger dose to be effective. We don't have enough Duridium on board to protect the whole crew. We barely have enough to protect everyone in this room.
Sounds like it won't do us much good then.
The use case I'd suggest is that it could buy a little time for an officer or a small group to complete a task or mission. But it has to be taken at the moment of exposure to the bioforming mechanism.
Prepare a delivery method for this remedy.
That raises the question. What is the mission?
Assuming the Aphelion uses shields of some kind, I don't expect it will be easy to bypass their defenses.
We may not be able to block the Aphelions' attack either.
It's late, yeah.
But if they do strike, we know their weapon uses transporter technology. We might be able to backtrack their signal path.
Like we did to evacuate Captain Rydek from Tau.
Exactly. We could send an away team onto the Aphelion.
So we could destroy it from the inside.
I'm not exactly sure how, but that's the idea.
Ci facciamo aiutare da Portal? Forse non è il caso a questo punto. Proviamo.
I think Portal could still help us. If he can't get a first-hand look at the Aphelion, he might be able to identify a weakness.
After sparing the remnants of his civilization, I should hope he'd help us.
He will.
We'll need to prepare a boarding party, if it comes to that.
Petty Officers Edsalar and Diaz are the logical choices to lead any away mission to the Aphelion. They have already crippled one enemy ship. If anyone can do so again, it is them.
This isn't like the engineering mission that took you to the Zeldi. Do you really have some special insights that a tactical team wouldn't?
Doesn't the fact that we're here speak for itself?
Just surviving won't be enough this time.
Solo i Tcon possono usare la tecnologia Tcon. Che è vero. Proviamo a buttarla sul tavolo.
We found that only a Takan can operate their technology to its fullest. So, unless we want to try to do this with one hand tied behind our backs, we're definitely gonna need an assist from this portal guy.
I like that even less.
Like it or not, that's the truth.
Yes. Portal should be part of the away team. There's no question in my mind.
If this is the necessary course of action, I support it.
I will compile all the latest data on the tricorders, just in case.
In the meantime, I want you working on ways we can combat the Takan tech. Shields, weapons, anything we can use.
Yes, Captain.
Anything else, Ambassador?
I know this matter is in capable hands. Hold the line as best you can. Help is on the way.
Thank you.
I have faith in all of you.
I have faith in all of you to meet this moment with the urgency it requires. I expect all of us to give it everything we've got.
Che sorrisi del...
Officers Diaz and Edsalar. You're dismissed.
While we have a quorum of senior staff, there is a procedural element we need to take care of. The Resolute command codes must be transferred to Captain Rydek for control of the ship.
Of course.
Computer, transfer all command codes to Captain Jara Rydek. Voice authorization Ermot, Echo 4 Lima.
Voice authorization Duval. Beta 2 Yankee.
Voice authorization Westbrook. Alpha 7 Tango.
Awaiting your authorization, Captain.
Che cazzo? Ok. Charlie. Sette. Whisky.
Voice authorization. Ryder. Charlie. 7. Whiskey.
Captain's codes transferred. The updated command structure is incomplete. Please designate a new first officer.
Who is the new first officer?
Please designate a new first officer.
E qui doveva esserci quella che si è dimessa.
I am proud to name Commander Ermot as my new first officer, effective immediately. Congratulations.
Thank you, Captain. I promise I won't let you down.
Computer, Commander Ermot is the new first officer of the USS Resolute.
Awaiting voice authorization.
Voice authorization Ermot, Echo 4 Lima.
Authorization is now complete.
Now, if you'll excuse me, there's work to be done.
Nicely done. I think that went well.
Captain Rydek!
Che palle, però.
This is just unbelievable, unacceptable, inexplicable. To be the most senior officer on the bridge, and to be passed over again? I thought we'd turned a corner when you trusted me with the information about Captain Solano being compromised.
Questo non avevo pensato, in effetti.
Boy, was I wrong. And now this? I've never felt more humiliated.
You're right to be angry. You're right to be angry.
I know how you must feel given your seniority and history aboard this ship. You have every right to be angry. But I had to factor what would best serve our interests at this particular point in time. Which is why I chose Commander Ermot.
He's not even close to being first officer material. He's little more than a bureaucrat who's never set foot off the ship. That is a serious liability at a time when we need experience. Otherwise, we don't stand a chance against the Scions.
È merda. Ma sarebbe... Chic, sarebbe successo esattamente la stessa cosa con quell'altro. Te lo garantisco, guarda, a costo di rigiocarlo intero, ti garantisco che sarebbe successa esattamente la stessa cosa. Allora, la 1 non mi piace, perché vuol dire andare direttamente contro questo tizio, lo dobbiamo far calmare, non far incazzare ancora di più. Urmot è steady e reliable. In realtà gli stai dicendo che lui non è steady e non è reliable. Il 3, la mia decisione è finale. Però è vero che Urmot non si sarebbe incazzato. Non lo so se proviamo con quello. Sono molto indeciso. È troppo secca la 3, sì. La 2, la 1 è troppo secca anche la 1, quindi andiamo sulla 2.
The crew on this ship has experienced as many challenges and tragedies as any crew could be expected to endure. What we need now, more than anything, is stability and reliability, a calm and reassuring presence.
Ridiculous.
Ce li siamo giocati un po' tutti qua.
I don't understand. Kimmy got everything she's got, but it doesn't make a difference. Something is actively slowing us down.
Keep trying. What's the situation in engineering?
I can't raise them. Internal comms are down.
It's the ionic interference. It's spiking again. If we reinitialize the central communications trunk, it should compensate. I know the process, Captain. With your permission, I'll go handle it.
Of course.
If Galvin manages to catch us, there's nothing we can do. We're no match for Taconian technology. Not to mention the shield frequencies. As if that wasn't enough of a challenge of its own.
Questo dettaglio non me l'ero ricordato, Chic. Suggerimenti?
I'll consider any suggestions from my first officer.
We're being pulled out of warp!
Sabotaggio?
I've got the Aphelion rapidly bearing down on our position.
We're being hailed by the Aphelion. Galvin demands to be heard.
On screen.
You thought you could run? That I would let you escape so easily after taking what's mine? How pathetic and predictable. At least you can take solace knowing you'll be a far braver Takan than you were as a cowardly Kobliad. Is it any wonder your people perished? If your every instinct is to run from a fight.
You can talk all you want, but I'll never be Takan.
Never will be here sooner than you think. We both know I hold your fate in the palm of my hand. That I could crush you in an instant if I so desired. And as much as I'd like to, you have another purpose to serve. As one of us.
Non sta andando benissimo, eh?
Alert! Handar, get us out of here. Evasive maneuvers.
They've hit us, decks 8 through 10. But I'm not reading any structural damage.
Siamo abbordati.
They were targeting the crew, not the ship.
Captain, we have to respond with force. Return fire. Don't let them attack without a counter.
Fire phasers! Target the source of the beam!
Non gli abbiamo fatto un cazzo.
No damage from the phasers, Captain. Their shields are still at full strength. The Aphelion's just too powerful.
Damage report from the lower decks.
Still can't get through on the comms, Captain. If that was the bioforming ray, we have to assume there are now Takan on board the Resolute. They could all be Takan at this point. Or will be soon enough.
Intanto
Seal the bridge. No one gets access without my permission.
I think that would be wise.
Here are your new tricorders.
Ok.
Now go. Get to the transporter room.
Il problema, ragazzi, è che non so quanto durerà ancora questo gioco. Non so, mi dovrei fermare. Sì. Il problema è che possiamo salvare solo la fine di un capitolo. Quindi finiamo questo capitolo e poi...
We don't know who's on what side, Carter. Come on!
Perché sono tutti bloccati? Ok. Prossimo capitolo chiudiamo.
Transporter room 1.
You're coming with us?
A security officer told me your funeral, which I gladly accepted.
These are concentrated duridium doses. You need to take the dose as soon as you're exposed for it to be effective. Hell, take it right before if you can get the Takan to wait while you do it.
I'm having trouble locking onto the transporter path through the interference.
I've done this before. I have to align the transporter with the tetrametric signature.
Oh signore. Allora, com'era qua?
We need to tunnel through the shields.
Sì. Lì. La vedo dura. Che cavolo. Ah, così? Vabbè.
There's a problem. We don't have enough power to make the jump. I might be able to divert power from...
Stand aside.
E questo è salta fuori ora.
The signal is now resolved. I couldn't let you fumble about any longer. Time is running short.
Thanks for that.
No need. We must be on our way. I am Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Con Empire.
Nice to meet you, Portal.
We're right behind you.
Do us proud over there. Ready to transport.
Energize.
Se conosco questo gioco come lo conosco, il capitolo sta per iniziare. Speak to Portal. Parliamo al portale.
The glory of it. This ship is a marvel. Even to me. It's almost a shame we have to scuttle it. The galaxy has never seen a ship like this. And it
Fa schifo, però lo facciamo contento.
It is beautiful. I'll give you that.
Resolute, come in!
We're losing cohesion.
I'm gonna try to use my tricorder as a pattern enhancer.
The signal's gone. Are they there? Did you get them?
they didn't make it.
Oh my god. We have to get to the Cartabula and disable it.
Hopefully before the battle group shows up.
It gets served up for the Aphelions' next meal.
I am saturated in Taconian power readings. I can't feel the source just yet.
Ovviamente è l'ultimo che scansiona, no?
This way.
Ok, ci siamo. Signori, ve l'ho detto, speravo di finirlo stasera e probabilmente magari scopriremo che ci sono 5 minuti di gioco la prossima volta. Comunque, chiudiamo qui, vediamo un po' se c'è qualcuno da raidare. Siamo in pochi, quindi faccio solo un check, velocissimo. Se c'è qualcuno che lo sta giocando nel mondo, se c'è lo raidiamo, se non c'è chiudiamo immediatamente. Il problema è che non mi ricordo come si ti abbiamo detto, ma non ha... Ah, ok. No, sono l'unico che lo sta giocando. Ok, signori, vi do la buonanotte. Ci vediamo venerdì sera con World of Warships. Devo capire se ci sono delle sorpresine, cioè delle notizie da darvi. Nel caso ne parliamo venerdì. Per adesso è tutto, ci vediamo la prossima volta e la prossima settimana con la fine di, credo la fine di Star Trek Resurgence e adesso finalmente capisco il titolo. Comunque, e se andiamo troppo corti iniziamo qualcos'altro. Signori, buonanotte. Ciao.